Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope that this Friday is going to be the best Friday you've had yet. I remember working Friday was always the day everybody looked forward to. I suppose that's still the same. Being crippled, the days just all kind of run together. That's why I have to ask at the end of every stream what fucking day it is. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're very well. Mm. Don't forget to like and share the stream, guys, because YouTube doesn't doesn't like to do that. And don't forget to check the links down below for things like the t-shirt shop and the podcast. That's all stuff going on now. Good morning, welcome. Hey Dave, how you doing, man? It's nice to see you. I feel like I hadn't seen you in a while before you showed up tonight, so I am really happy to see you around, man. Anyhow, um, I didn't go look at any news and anything before I started because, well, I was doing my other stream, right? Uh, it's not really a stream. I was just testing the band, everything, putting it through some paces, and it responded mostly well. So maybe we'll see more game streams going on. We'll see. I'm really enjoying that game itself, so I will still be playing it. Maybe they'll pop up throughout the day or something, but I don't think I'll be doing between Lords of the Night and this show, mainly for at least for the next 4 days, because we have the game stream over on Satsu's channel. Anyhow, let's move on. Let's get on to some interesting stuff. I've upset people again today because that's what I do. I, I don't know how I do that. I'm such a nice, kind person over on the Twitter. I'm a sweetheart. All right, that's a lie. I purposefully poke people in the eye because it's funny to me. Especially the group I had a poke at today. See, this is why when you get people going, what's wrong with Sofane? Sofane just likes to poke people, and he just happens to poke people. It's um, he didn't used to. He used to kind of be on their side ish. RJ says send a story to MITM. I will check out the hashtag in just a little bit. Don't forget, guys, memes and scantily clad ladies and stories you can send over to hashtag MITAM, and we'll check them when we can. Jack, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. I've had a sore day, but it seems to be getting better, which is nice. I've it's like a wave of relief, so I'm having a pretty good time right now.
Good, good.
I was just explaining to the people that I upset some atheists today, Jack. You saw.
Oh yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
an idiot.
A little fun of your own there. So here's what happened, guys. The Supreme Court came out with a ruling on the Peace Cross, this giant cross that's in Maryland, I believe it is. It's a World War II memorial, no, World War I memorial to commemorate the 49 people from that town who had died in the Great War, And it's lasted there for 92 years with no issue. It's been owned by the state for more than 50 years with no issue. But some atheists saw it and they were like, oh my God, it's a cross. We got to get rid of it. It's separation of church and state. No, it wasn't. Of church and state. And what happened with this cross was actually kind of cool because the state bought it and then they used the land around it for other war memorials. So it's just a giant war memorial park. There's the cross. There's a memorial for World War II, for Vietnam and Korea. That's combined. And there's one for the War of 1812. I've never even heard of a monument for the War of 1812. Most people forget that was even a war. But anyway, they the atheists sued because they said it's a violation. It was what was their claim, that it was the state supporting Christianity or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And the lower courts fucked it up, so the Supreme Court agreed to hear it, and in a 7-2 decision said no, the cross can stay. What the fuck is wrong with you idiots? And it was actually a really interesting decision because you don't usually see that many concurrent um, what are they called? I know the word rulings, whatever, but there were like four of them in this one, and then the dissent that was Sotomayor and Ginsburg were like, "No, you still like crosses? Like, shut up, you ignorant old biddy." I'm pretty sure Sotomayor voted twice. She just put her hand up the puppet that is the dead body of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and just mimed it out.
Well, I have to agree with Kyler. The whole thing was brought about because the lizard people made him do it.
It probably was. It probably was. American Revolution DLC, War of 1812. Yeah, right. You had to pay extra to get that. Holy shit! Are still talking about this? Yeah, Diesel Dave. This is what happened today. So this is what we're going to talk about for a little bit.
Yeah,
the ruling. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you first.
Go ahead. I was going to rant a little bit. You go right.
No, you please do. Please do.
I'm so tired of these crybaby atheists whining because they see a religious symbol. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like, I don't drive by a synagogue and get all fired up. It just doesn't happen. It's just
right.
like, oh, cool, whatever.
Hi, little nigga. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you for a little while. It's always nice when you stop by, bud. I'm with you. That's what I was just about to say. My concern in this, I'm glad the court ruled the way it did. I think they got the right decision there. But I am so tired of that. Exactly what you talked about. These people acting like, oh my God, this is such a threat to our liberties. No, it's not. It's not even a violation of the spirit of separation of church and state, what we were talking about with this memorial.
No, it's a fucking memorial. Nobody said you have to worship Jesus because these people died.
Yes. And as the court pointed out, I mean, there are tons of crosses in Arlington.
Yeah.
If they would have ruled the way that Ginsburg wanted them to, you would literally have to take out every fucking one of those. They are quite literally
like that.
Oh, I'm sure they would. But my problem is I don't think they for 1 minute actually even think it's a constitutional violation.
No, they're just a bunch of anti-theists that are angry because mom and dad made them go to church a couple times, and now they're disenchanted, bitter assholes who are angry about that because of whatever, and they're taking it out on everybody else.
And my point was, this is the shit that makes atheists look bad.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because these are not atheists. These are anti-theists.
Yep.
And their bitterness at whatever is causing their personal crybaby melodrama is going to hurt the atheist movement more than anything else.
There's part of the atheist movement that has become very zealous, very religious-like.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at Amazing Atheist. That guy is a religious preacher with a non deity involved. He's got that same form of zealotry that a Puritan pastor would.
Well, if you read the thread, there were several people who went, and here come the atheists to prove you right. Because I was just pointing out that they're assholes sometimes.
Yep.
And they are. And it's the very same kind of argument that Roaming Millennial made so many years ago about the vegans. You can be vegan without being an asshole. You can be an atheist without being an asshole. The problem is there's certain behaviors, like in this case, them freaking out over a goddamn war memorial. And again, I don't for a minute believe that they actually are like, this is a constitutional violation and it needs to be fixed. They were just like, this is a way we can fuck with Christians.
Yep. Because they hate Christians. That's all there is to it.
And it wasn't actually, they don't give a fuck about the fact that this was a memorial for 49 men who died in war.
Oh, they don't care about that. I mean, they're probably anti-war as well, but...
Well, what they wanted is either the cross removed or for them to break off the arms and just have an obelisk.
Oh, grow up. There's statues of Dagon that are floating around the Middle East. Half a dozen other deities no one worships. No one cares. You don't go into a museum and say tear that down because the fact that it's in a government-funded museum means they're endorsing it. No, the Egyptian pantheon is not being endorsed by the government because of mere existence. Fucking idiots.
That's the problem right there. And let shit go. You don't. They're legitimate fights to have. Fight those. Don't go out there looking for trouble.
Oh no, they're angry now, and this is an easy victory. They go for this easy stuff because then it gets them a little further and it hits them with that dopamine hit. They conquered them Christians, the ones that made them sit in church for an hour.
Well, the best part of this, I really enjoyed this, is one of the guys suggested that I would care if it was a Muslim thing. Like, would I? Would I? I know you guys would keep your fucking mouths shut because you atheists are scared as fuck of Muslims. There are very few of you who will go out there and actually challenge Islam.
Yeah,
you love to bash on Christians, man.
Well, nobody wants to die, monkey.
Well, hey, look, if you're going to stand up there and go, no, look, religion is bad, be fucking consistent about it. I will sit there and I will tell you, I have no problem telling you, I think Islam is full of fucking shit. I think it's a stupid, it's not even a religion. It is a war manual. Your Quran is a war manual, for fuck's sake. How the fuck is that a sacred book? But these atheists, man, they're all big and bad, puffing their chest and beating their chest when they're talking about fucking Christians because they know Christians won't do anything to them.
Yeah,
but when it comes
to the other cheek thing.
But when it comes time to stand up against Muslims, I'm gonna go over here and read a book. I'm gonna go over here and read a book about how much Christians suck. Fucking pussies. Anyhow, so yeah, that was my day on Twitter, which I have so much fun with those kind of arguments, man.
Yeah, that dude you were talking to, fucking moron.
He really was. Yeah, so, guys, if you didn't see it, go follow me on Twitter. If you're not, make sure you're following Jack too. He was one of those guys who has to respond to everything, and those are my favorite people because you can just play with them for hours if you're bored, and then you come back later and like, oh, they're still here.
Yeah, he just would not let go. I'm like, dude, you know I'm trolling you. I even told you I am trolling you.
And then he was like, why would you be trolling me? And my favorite part of that specific instance was, I'm quite the troll myself, but why would you be trolling in this instance? I like, because that's what trolling is, you fucking moron.
Then he asked me to explain myself.
I know.
How do you explain trolling? I'm fucking with you because I'm bored? Like, if you haven't figured that out, you're retarded.
Yeah.
Dave asked me how I only sat in church for an hour. You obviously don't go to church much. No, I was raised Methodist. Our lectures were only like 45 minutes. The longest ones were an hour. And then we were all like, yeah, we're leaving.
Yeah, my wife was, I forget what it was she was raised, but hers was, the religion she was, it was a Christian denomination, but like that. Maybe it was Methodist. I can't remember. I was raised Baptist, man. Ours were at least 2 hours. At least. Twice on Sunday and once on Wednesday.
Oh, fuck, no. We went on Sunday, and it was like 45 minutes. And 5 minutes of that was walking in the door, chatting with people, getting your seat, sitting there, getting the kids to shut up. And then the preacher starts winding down, and you see people in the back rows leaving, because we were always in the back, because we were usually late.
Oh, yeah. But it's okay. I mean, you're Methodist, so no big deal.
Yeah, it's like Lutheranism is Catholicism light.
Yeah.
So we were like, the crib notes.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, Jesus loves you. Get the fuck out. Throw $5 in the jar on your way out, assholes.
Next 6 minutes says Methodist boil all that shit down. They don't make pageantry of it.
Ain't got no time for that. There's work to be done. We're Protestant.
Little nigga says, you heard of atheism is unstoppable, or atheism unstoppable? It's atheism is unstoppable is his name, AIU. Yeah, I know who he is. And I heard somebody whispered in my ear that guy we were arguing with is a huge AIU fan. He is apparently one of his apostles. Like that makes sense. I like what atheism is unstoppable says about some things. I think he's wrong on others, but he is like a dog with a bone, man. He will not let go sometimes.
Yeah, you have to know when to walk away.
Yeah.
And just say, I've said my piece on this, time to move on. I think I learned a lot of that in church because you wrap it up succinctly and get on with your fucking day. Go do something productive.
This is a nice time to remind you guys we have the donation plates out.
Nice segue.
Don't forget to drop a coin in the collection plate if you can. Fuck. Yeah, I hate groups like that. And this goes with like the SJWs as well, because they find something that changes their life. You know, they find feminism, they find atheism, they find veganism, and instead of just starting living their life that way, their life, it's like everybody needs to change. Everybody must be Anita Sarkeesian. Everything's racist, sexist, homophobic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what they become. They become these just zealots, man.
Well, I think a lot of it is.
Hey, Polly, how you doing, man?
Polly?
I had a sense somebody was talking about atheism.
We had a little bit of a conversation about it. Did you have something you wanted to add there?
Well, nothing other than the perfunctory fuck them, but well,
I just mentioned my biggest problem with them. I don't have a problem with atheism.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with atheism. Well, I'm agnostic, but I don't believe in any God that I've heard about on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually kind of agree, but you have this group of them who are dogmatic about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
no kidding.
It's like you're religious zealots and you just don't know it.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Where we're like,
we have.
But I mean, the reaction was not terribly surprising. We're like, atheism is like a religion, and then some people in chat were like, no, it's not. It's the exact opposite of religion. No, we're talking about like performatively. You know what I mean? And I'm really going back and forth over it. It's
the methodology.
You have something that fits the role of scripture. You have something that fits the role of a high priest. You have something that fits the role of doctrine and dogma. Like, each one of those things has been supplanted with something else. The only thing that you don't claim is the initial statement of, like, so much of religion is performative. Like, there's a lot, somebody can, like, I myself am a theist. I don't belong to a congregation. I don't claim a given religious denomination at all. I don't go to church, but I'm absolutely a theist down to my bone marrow. We've had that conversation before. You know what I mean? So it's like, right. I don't enter into the performative stuff of it, but no, I think you're absolutely right. There's a difference between the viciously vocalizing your opposition to this thing that you've claimed you've moved beyond, that strikes me as just so odd. That's why I call it angry ex-girlfriend atheism.
That's actually not a bad way to put it either.
True.
No, I don't subscribe to atheism. And you know what pushed me away when I was young? That I was like, okay, I'm atheist. I don't believe in God. And then as I learned more, it's like it's not that I'm atheist. I'm agnostic. I don't know if there's anything out there, and I can't say one way or the other. I can tell you I don't believe in the Christian God, and that's different than saying I don't believe in God. And atheists get mad as fuck about that.
Yeah,
they're almost. It's almost like how lesbians get mad at bisexual people.
The whole, like, go ahead. I want to hear more about that. That's an interesting analogy.
Well, that's what I was just talking about right before you got in. It's not just atheists. I mean, it's these groups. Any of these groups, atheists, vegans, feminists, your Black Lives Matter people. They get into they find something that changes their life, and it's not enough for them to change their life. They have to change everything and everyone around them, and they become militant about it.
That's because humans have a hole in them where they are predetermined to believe in something greater than themselves. It's what kept us alive for a long time, because then you fear larger things. Like, Neanderthals worshipped cave bears because they were scary monsters to them. And that's kind of how religion comes about in a lot of ways, is we're predisposed to believe in things bigger than ourselves. And they have to fill that space with something. And if it's not a belief in a higher power, it's going to be a belief in something else. They're going to devote that energy towards something and direct it that way. And sometimes it's tyranny, and sometimes it's just that militant atheism. It's militant something. It ends up being, it seems. Because if you don't have something in your life that you can really devote yourself to, you find something to fill that gap.
I definitely agree with the first thing you said. Human beings definitely seem to be predisposed to believe in something larger than themselves. In my opinion, for whatever little that's worth, I think you entered into some speculation after that as to the reason and cause as to why. But do you think that newcomers to something are always the most excited and zealous about it?
Yeah, anti-smokers who used to smoke.
Right. And I mean, but it goes beyond just like bigger than yourself, right? Like, would it not, Jack, seem to be like the very human thing? Like, I just got into, I know people, I've been in martial arts in the past, and the people that just joined up to a martial arts club in the first like 6 months, they're the ones who never shut up about it and carry on about it the most and want to train 3 hours a day, every day. But you know what I mean? Like there's that initial joining zealotry is common across so many human activities. And I don't think there's, I think when you add into the zealotry that can come along with a belief system, and it provides morality, and you've got people around you that are acting in the same way, it double and triples the intensity of it. You know, and that's when you start seeing like the vegans and the Black Lives Matter and the non-smoking crusaders.
God, those are the worst people ever. Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Miles Kinslow. He says, "Hey, Monkey, did you hear Chairman Jerry Nadler repeatedly referred to Hope Hicks as Mrs. Lewandowski, alluding to rumors of a romance with Lewandowski during the campaign? Total bitch move." No, I've seen very little about Hope Hicks's testimony. We can talk about that in a little bit, because there was one part where her fucking answer was beautiful. But yeah, that is a dick move if that's what he was doing. That's actually fucking disrespectful. He's
an asshole.
Oh, he is a little fucking troll. Nope. Thank you. What martial artists were those cool smoking jackets again? Or I'm guessing wear those cool smoking jackets again?
James Bond.
Right.
Cobra Kai.
The made up martial art that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle made up for Sherlock Holmes that he practiced and used to flip what's his name off of Reichenbach Falls. What's his name, Jack?
Professor James Moriarty.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, Moriarty.
It's like, how did you survive, Holmes? And he's like, because Baptiste or something like that. It was like this totally made up martial art that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle made up for him. So there you go. There's the martial arts where I mean, that wasn't the one I practiced, but
BG says, "I've never smoked, but I still got to give you shit about smoking, so you will be around for a little longer." And I understand that, but there is no worse person than when it comes to smoking, nobody worse than an ex-smoker. They are fucking annoying. Anyway, Diesel Dave, thank you so much. He says, "I don't talk about religion until some fuckstick finds out I'm atheist." At Polly, what arts?
I can actually understand that. If you're an atheist, I think a lot of people that describe themselves as atheists would be irreligious, just generally. I'm not a fan of the proliferation of categories. People seem to love to do it, especially online, right? I'm a pandemisexual, blah 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 blah. Like
right.
There's nothing more fun than to sit on Tumblr apparently and create new categories for yourself of things. But it's just, I just mean irreligious. I mean, that's a word that's been around. I didn't make that up. Just like, I'm just not into it. It's just not my thing. I don't spend any time thinking about it. That's cool. Like, you know, if that's your take on the world, go ahead. It's the militant atheism that we're talking about, where people are on a bizarre secular crusade. I
do want to address what he said there, but he also said, what martial arts?
A couple of different ones, but always Japanese, some Okinawan arts, and then ninjutsu for a little while. Yeah, did that for about 4 years, 5 years.
I understand what you're saying there, Diesel Dave, about not talking about religion. I know a lot of people like that, including religious people who they don't talk about their religion unless somebody else brings it up. Bloodwing's like that. You would, if all you talked about was anything other than religion, you would have no idea he's religious at all. But when religion comes up, that's when he talks about it. And especially the militant atheists, they tend to paint this picture of religious folks as constantly pushing it in your face all the time.
Yeah,
like
they
they're
talk
raping
about
you with Christianity.
Yeah, they talk about Christianity like they're all fundamentalists, and
like
they're all out there
evangelical about it too, right?
Yes.
Like that they're constantly evangelizing, and those people are real. Like evangelizing, hitting the streets, and 1,000,001 stand-up comedians have made jokes about Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons evangelizing to them, and it's like, yeah, but they're actually few and far in between. Come on, admit it. Like it doesn't really happen all that often, unless you live in a Bible belt where
if you live down in like the middle of nowhere, Tennessee or something, maybe, but pretty unlikely otherwise.
Looking at you, TJ Kirk. I mean, how many times has he referenced that? It's like, where I grew up, the blah, blah, blah. But dude, you moved from there. And then you moved again, and you're not surrounded by those people. I was surrounded by those people. And that's why I call you an angry ex-girlfriend atheist.
Yeah, because she's bitter and angry.
Yeah, or ex-boyfriend, because I'm positive it comes from the other side too. It's just, as a man, I know more about the other side of it, right? Where it's like, I've moved beyond you. You're totally in my past. But I have to tell every person I meet just how awful you are. It's like, really?
I also see, because, there are those people who come knock on your door. And like, they knocked on my door. Like, well, you just tell them you're not interested and they'll go away.
Yeah.
It's not like
you have to talk to me.
It's not like they camp out like you're the fucking compound in, what was it? Waco. Yeah, they surround you like they're the FBI and play nothing but Christian music till you come out and surrender. They knock on your door, ask you if you want to hear about Jesus. You tell them no, they go away, and you go about the rest of your fucking day. But I hear people talk about this like they interrupted my whole damn day.
Yeah, what are you doing that's so fucking important that you can't answer the door for 30 seconds? I seriously spend longer signing for a package than I do with the religious people.
No shit. I haven't had a religious person knock on our door probably in 2 years now. We get them every now and then. Gray, thank you so much. He said he shilled the show. I appreciate it. Everybody who shills and who watches and donates and comes and hangs out. You guys are amazing. I love you. Best audience on YouTube. That is fact.
Let me grab a couple Streamlabs here. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Polly, are you thinking about the actual real martial arts Baritsu? It's spelled Bart, Ritsu. Also, Polygo Streamlabs. James Colley, thank you. You know the truth, Jack. The Christian National Party turned to other old gods gay. That led to their obscurity. That is probably true. They might have been like, those guys are homos. And then it was, all forgotten about. They're like, oh, we don't want any part of that.
As for that first one, I don't care about Polly getting a Streamlabs or not, but Polly, you hit 600 subs, dude. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And if you guys aren't subscribed, Nuts has been throwing the link in there. It's also in the description below. Check it out at least. I'm telling you, you will love it if you go watch the show they do on Wednesdays and the videos he puts up. So,
like the edited one I'm working on right now.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah,
you've been doing a lot on the channel, man.
This should be finished already. I accept full and complete blame on being I can't stop. What's the word? Tinkering with a video.
Oh yeah.
I have to learn to let go. Damn it.
You got that bug in you, man. Sometimes it's you're never gonna get it perfect. Get it good and put it out.
Little nigga says I'd sub, but I'm lazy. All right. The Diesel Dave says congratulations, thank you. Stargazer puts up the channel as always, and I appreciate that. So wonderful of her. But in reference to the actual martial art. Okay, I didn't want to get Sherlockian nerdy about it, but you forced my hand. Damn it!
You made it get nerdy.
Yeah, I may or may not have a copy of the annotated Sherlock Holmes complete canon.
Within reach.
Well, yeah. I am a big fan of Sherlock Holmes original stories and the pastiches afterwards. But okay, so here's the quick deal. Yes, it was based on a real martial art, but Conan Doyle wrote the stories quickly. Sometimes when he was just like standing in line waiting for something, he was just a really gifted author in that way. And so he would write down something kind of thinking he knew what he was talking about, but would actually screw up some of the details, which becomes part of what gets referred to as the grand game. Like Jack, no prizes from Marvel. Yeah, sort of like that thing. The grand game is to write the story and explain why. No, there's no mistake there. You're supposed to explain away the mistakes because Conan Doyle didn't make mistakes. That's part of the grand game, what's referred to as the grand game. Anyway, there is a real martial art that's very similar to that, but he misspelled the name, and the descriptions he gave of it, of what Holmes knew, doesn't have any connection to the real martial art. So he just sort of made a mistake. But as we know, Conan Doyle doesn't make mistakes. It's like when he described Holmes taking a 7% solution of cocaine, but describes it as a sedative and drowsy inducing. And it's like cocaine.
It counteracted the morphine in his system.
And many people have written stories, pastiche stories of their own, trying to explain. It's like, he told Watson it was a 7% solution of cocaine because he didn't want to mention the 14% of it that was opium because he would have looked down on him and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is a real martial art. Conan Doyle just screwed up on it and described it wrongly and spelled it wrongly. So thusly, it's a made up martial art that I referred to, but fine. Make me pull out my nerd cred for it. It's fine.
Well, you get +5 for that.
Oh, holy shit. Over on your channel, the stream you did with Scribe on is 2 views behind the one with me.
I noticed that last night. I was going to make fun of you, but then I thought both Scribe and Monkey were nice enough to come on the channel. I'm not going to like bust their chops over being like, oh no, Scribe's going to overtake you.
This can't stand. This needs to be fixed, y'all. I love Scribe, but come on.
Well,
I'm 4 years older. I should have more.
We had more. My channel had more subs at the time that Scribe was on. That's see, Monkey. That's the explanation.
That doesn't work for me. I have to be better.
So even with half as many subs, you want twice as many views? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I have an ego that needs fed. God damn it.
So you're inviting yourself on again? Is that what you're here to tell us?
Yes. Fuck yeah, we'll do this. I actually I have a book that I would pitch. I'm all ready, man. No, that's great. I love that your channel's doing so well, man. This is awesome.
I am happy with the it's like, listening to you talk about like how great your audience is. Now I know what it feels like. It's like that our audience shows up again and again, and you look at our retention numbers. Like people come and watch the stream and stay for it. Like the numbers show that, like what the average watch time is, etc. Like our audience is just fucking awesome, man. It's
I know, I'm scared too.
Ebony says Scribe is more comic savvy, the Ranting Monkey. Don't be jealous. Look. One, I know I'm Ebony's least favorite of any stream I'm on, and that's okay. She still watches, so that's cool. But you have to understand my ego, Ebony. That this is all about my ego. It doesn't matter who's better. He's obviously better. I told Polly that Scribe would be better on the show than I am.
You see the lies that Diesel Dave is telling there?
What'd he say? I honestly don't watch Polly.
It's fine, man. It's we can tell who's watching by looking in the content creator section, right? We know who watch. I know you're watching. It's fine, man. It's fine. It's just.
I wish more. There's tons of people who watch who never comment. I wish more of them would just say hi. I like the lurkers. Satsu taught me to appreciate the lurkers. And to be honest, I never thought about them before because the chat goes by, and you're like, oh, there's all these people here. And if you look at it, I mean, we have. If you go over to the participants, that's usually the people who are actually talking. And there's like what, maybe 20 in there right now. There's like 140 people watching. Why aren't you guys saying hi? Just say hi. I have an ego, God damn it.
Well, okay. So You remember you were talking about the blue square that comes up notifying people that Google Hangouts is disappearing towards the end of the year?
Yes.
Got that for the first time last night. Finally got it. The pop-up, right? And so I mentioned that on the stream. I was like, yeah, but we're going OBS anyway, right? So that's okay. It's fine. As long as we can still get the stream
right,
key.
Yeah.
As long as we can still get stream key. It doesn't bother me. But it'll also enable me to organize the screen a little bit better, because I want to be able to talk to chat more, because they ask questions and then some people are like, well, so-and-so isn't responding. And like, is Paul even reading the chat? And it's like, man, trust me, it's rough. Some people can do 7 things at the same time. I am not that umbrella guy. That guy can do 7 things at the same time and keep track of all of it.
Oh, man.
I can't do,
Real quick, there's tons of people saying hi. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I really do. And I'm just fucking with y'all. I appreciate it. I've had that problem when I'm doing the game stream that I've done the last couple of nights that I've been testing out there. Because I'm playing the game and trying to actually do things in the game, but there's chat and I don't want to ignore these people. But then suddenly I'll realize oh shit, it's been 20 minutes since I even looked over there.
Right.
So yeah, I have to get better than that. And I think one of the problems is I need to move my my monitors around a little bit. Because my one monitor, the one I play on, is directly in front of me. And I have the other one just off to the side. And when I'm doing a stream like this, I rarely even pay attention to the big one unless I'm reading a news story or scrolling Twitter to find something on the hashtag, So I can read the chat unless we get into something really deep and I'm over here, my hands waving and ranting, and then I ignore them for a minute. But otherwise, yeah, I can just watch them. So you were saying,
I gotta get into some better screen organization. I gotta move some stuff around. I don't think it's optimal, especially because I'm only dealing with 2 monitors. One which is just the laptop monitor, so it's much smaller than the one external monitor. I'm jealous as fuck at Quiz. He's got 4 fucking full-size monitors, man. Oh my god.
Oh damn.
Yeah, must be. And Hammer too. You should see his setup. Whoo. It's some next level shit. He could run NASA headquarters out of his fucking room, man.
I have 1 monitor.
and Umbrella Guy too. He does it all off of 1 fucking screen, and I don't know how. It's fucking wild.
I think it would actually be easier for me if I just did it on 1 screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then there'd only be one thing to look at. Like the game streams, that would be harder because you'd have to switch back and forth. But yeah, because then it would all just be from. Have you seen those people with like 6 monitor setups?
No, but I did see for the first time today PewDiePie's setup. I don't watch a lot of his videos, but his thumbnail today was mocking Philip DeFranco. So I'm like, all right, that deserves a click. Like, I'll watch it just for the fact that you made fun of Philip DeFranco. And his monitor, he's got one of them. I don't even know what. Someone in chat's going to know what it's called. It's the size of 3 monitors and it's curved. It's one big, long, curving monitor.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
He's got
one of curved monitors.
Well, yeah, he's got one of them fuckers plus 2 monitors on the other side of it, and it's like, damn, like he's sitting in a semicircle of vision. It's just wild. Matta Winter says, "Polydub, you make great background noise." Well, thank you very much. You make great chat filler. Ramen Noodles asks, "How do you tell who's watching your channel, Polly?" I don't know how. I was just busting Diesel Dave's balls. I don't know if you actually can tell that or not.
No, the only way you can tell is if they talk, and then you can see them in the participants list.
Yeah, and that reminds me. Anyone in chat, if you can tell me how to fix my participant list problem, I would be really grateful.
What's going on?
It like I was telling you before, the only thing, like, you are the only person, Monkey, in my participants list right now. Whoever is the stream originator, they're the only person that shows up for me. It doesn't matter what browser I use, because I've tried different browsers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Windows 10 thing, because it only started when I upgraded to Windows 10 a few months back. But the real fucketry with that is not only can you not tell how many people are in participants, that's how you get the autofill. You know, when you type in at MA and then Matta Winter will fill in.
Fuck.
It only.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I missed a super chat a while ago. Diesel Dave said, "I can't stop believing." Thank you so much for that. And I was reminded of that because he just donated again, who says, "Really have to pay to say this. Fuck you, YouTube. If it wasn't for Monkey, I wouldn't be subbed to Scribbles and Satsu." Yeah, and yeah, I'm a curse word on my own channel, guys. I'm sorry, Polly. Just because I'd missed that one so long ago,
No.
I had to interrupt you there. I apologize.
Absolutely.
I don't know your problem. I use Windows 10. It might be a problem with the upgrade. Did you just recently upgrade to it?
Like a couple months back, something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
And so I can't auto fill anyone's name. I don't know if you guys in chat have noticed that you can't chat as quickly because people's names are what they are. And, P Dog Knight, for example, I'm looking at right now. You have to type that precisely. Capital P, period, space, capital D, A, W, G. You have to get it dead on. So I'm caught copying and pasting everyone's name so it'll actually highlight for them. You know what I mean? When you're responding, and goddamn, it slows down the thing. And I'd love to respond to a lot more people. And people have said that over on Comic Curation Live. Why don't you respond to chat more? I'd like to, but my participant list shows only me and I get no autofills, and it really slows me down, man.
I finally just figured out what you were talking about because I have no idea what I'm doing 90% of the time. But I've noticed it does that to me on certain channels on certain days.
Really?
Like, yeah, if I'm on a popular stream like Ricada Laws, it won't do it at all. It won't autofill anyone's name. And if I'm on like Satsu's channel, when he's doing a stream, and I try and type in the chat, it won't autofill. But if I'm in the 2 Cents Plus chat, it will. And like it'll autofill here, it'll autofill in Comic Book Curation. So I don't know what's going on. I think it's a weird glitch. I don't think it's anything on your end.
Yeah, and Peter said, have you tried reinstalling? Have I tried reinstalling YouTube?
You're not on an app, are you?
No. I'm using it through browsers, and I tried it through 5 different browsers that I have because I use different browsers for different things. Same result with all of them, whether I'm signed in or not on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's an issue with them, not with you.
Well, I don't know. So you know what I haven't. The one thing I haven't actually tried is on my other computer, my what I call my school computer, because it's a smaller laptop that's easier to pick up. It's lighter. I should try in there because it still has Windows 7 installed on it. Yeah, I don't know. Like Backscan says, it's working for me. Backscan, I believe it's working for mostly everybody because it's like I described that problem, and people are like, "Really? That sucks." And it's like, yeah, it really does. I thought about reinstalling Windows, but it took Hammer about 6 months of bugging me to upgrade to more than that, to upgrade to Windows 10, because I spent the next 3 weeks tweaking it. I just love tinkering and so on. And I didn't get the settings that I wanted. And I had to reinstall all my software and et cetera, et cetera. It was enough pain the first time. I would probably solve the problem by reinstalling the operating system, but I don't want to go through another couple of weeks of tweaking and setting.
I think you might,
talk for a minute, gentlemen. I'll be right back. Oh, and thank you, Diesel Dave. Most of the time, if you don't tag me, I'll miss it. Welcome to my world. I'm still here. I'm just writing a tweet. I'll be right back.
He's gone. We're in charge now.
Yeah. Ether says I don't have autofill on the mobile app. I've never tried the mobile. Yeah, I stay off of mobile on YouTube. I know a lot of people just like, really? You use YouTube on your computer? I'm always on mobile. And it's like, how do you put up with the commercials and the ads?
Oh my God. By the time I typed anything, it would take forever. I got to like, what? Yeah. That's how fast I'm typing because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a kid. I'm old and I got arthritis.
And both Dangerous Spaces and Evil One are like cracking on me for the tweaker. Hey, my use of glass pipes is none of your business. It's fun.
He just really, really likes that Brillo pad.
Yeah.
No, Ramen, I have not read Spider-Man Deadpool. Have you read it, Polly?
What is it? Like, what's the title? Is it?
It's Spider-Man
versus Deadpool? No,
it's a team-up book they do.
Nope. No, I haven't.
Sorry. I was just reaching out on Twitter to see if anybody's heard of your problem, Polly, and if maybe they know a solution.
Oh, did you? That's cool. I'm curious to. I mean, there's so many people that are so much more tech savvy than me. Like, Yar of the Clan Coon. I can only use it on mobile, though. I had to get the red. Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there. Meta Winter says there is an ad block for the mobile app. That's good fucking news. The ads kill me, man. When I see people that the few times that I do use YouTube on my mobile, every time the ad comes up, I'm like, fuck, what that? Oh yeah, that's right. Most people deal with this all day long. I should stop complaining.
I'm lucky I know how to work a smartphone.
Diesel Dave, thank you. He says, I pay the $10 a month for ad free. And I appreciate those of you who do, because I make more off of you guys on my videos than I do off the people who actually put ads on my fucking videos. Because I get ads for Wilbur selling some hay in the middle of North Dakota. I don't get them big money ads. Fucking assholes. They reviewed my last video and said it wasn't ad friendly. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I only swore like twice in that thing. I wasn't.
When you have a bank, a literal, bank of people sitting on computers on multiple floors in India going through videos where they contract a lot of their review services through. I completely understand what people are talking about when they say you're never going to get the same answer twice because you submitted for review and it passed, and then it's re-reviewed and it doesn't pass as being advertiser friendly. How's that even possible? It's because there's no consistency in that it's not the same person reviewing it. And it's like, yep, I can see that. And that sucks. I mean, the fuck do you do about that?
Mona says, say thank you to Wilbur Monk. Look, I hope Wilbur's selling the fuck out of his hay. I'm just saying, I would like a Coca-Cola ad just once. Just once.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, James Kelly. Please remind Polly that most of his problems start with Maker's Mark.
James
always Maker's Mark.
For the 600 subs tweet that I sent out today, he sends me a gif of
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa standing beside my childhood crush, and it's like, oh, so you want to fuck with me? So I tweet back at him a picture of like a gang of empty Maker's Marks bottles, and it just says, "I'm ready."
Nice. For those of you who don't understand that reference, you have to watch some of the older shows.
Yeah,
before Monkey deletes them.
I did go through and delete a bunch of them. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. I'm actually thinking about just fucking turning them all on and just be like, fuck it, I don't even care.
Yeah, just leave them there, man. Leave them in the playlist because it's going to kill your view hours.
It took a hit to that, and I'm not that concerned about it. I'm to the point now, I don't think there's anything I can do to appease YouTube gods.
Mm-hmm.
I could make a video just coming on and saying, hi, everybody. My name's the Ranting Monkey, and I just wanted to tell you how great you all are, and I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. And it will be demonetized and deemed inappropriate for all advertisers.
Yeah, probably. You're on a
Prospero
list.
Says, Polly just said Jason Momoa. That's so cute. That's purposeful.
Yeah, that's how he always says it.
I refuse to call that man by his proper name. He needs to get his own women.
Yeah, see, if you say his name too many times, he'll show up and bang somebody that Polly likes.
Yeah. You stay away from Laura Harrier, you son of a bitch.
Ebony says she has a question. Go ahead and ask, sweetie. I'm watching. I wasn't lurking, or I just said lurking because I read Prospero say back to lurking. I wasn't looking for a moment as I was looking over at the Twitter, hoping somebody has an answer for Polly on this thing.
She says she has a money question. That might be a literal, capital investment question. You don't know.
Well, I asked the question. I might have an answer. You called the audience guys demonetized for sexism. Oh, that could be that. Could be that. No, I seriously think the biggest problem is my name. Nothing else makes sense.
That's fucked.
It is.
Like that's fucked. And you've got how long before you have 100,000 subs where you can contact someone directly at YouTube? That's fucked.
Well, so no problem. Get ignored directly.
Right.
At 100,000, you get that one person who answers all your questions. At 25, you get access to a support system where you can chat live with someone.
You know what?
Yeah.
I I should pressure Sinatra in DMs to do because he's got over 100 grand and he's contacted them about different things, right?
Mhm.
And it's YouTube has already straight fucked him. So what does it matter at this point, dude? Do like not an expose exactly, but Sinatra says stories of contacting YouTube because I bet you they're hilarious.
Oh.
When you contact them, can you imagine the corporate speak bullshit non-answers you get?
Well,
You should do a video series on it. It'd be hilarious.
if you've ever had the pleasure of talking to YouTube, it's much like you hear. There've been people who've told stories. What happens? Okay, is you contact them and go, "Hey, this is fucked up," and they'll go, "Okay, let me look at that." And one of two things will happen: either they will fix it if it was an egregious error on their part, which happens quite often, or you get the, "I'm going to refer you to our guidelines." That's what they. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta. It's like, yeah, I have read them and I appreciate that. I'm looking for some clarification on the guidelines, which is
Well,
good luck.
Did you see Tim Pool talking about that new program they're testing, where they're actually going to tell us what we did wrong? That's not going to go well. I understand why they're vague with us. I really do, because there's so many of us, and they would have a problem with. It's a problem of their own making, but they would have a problem with consistency based on, like, for instance, demonetizing Steven Crowder for his Fig T-shirt, but letting Carlos Mata stay up there, or Maza, sorry, even though he throws around the word queer all the time.
We're Susan Wojcicki. She's being interviewed by a subsidiary company of Code, I believe was the name of the show. Recode of Vox. And Crowder, when he was talking about it, and then I watched the video itself as a standalone before I watched Crowder's like little, 10-minute discussion about it. She actually had the nerve and the balls to say to a very unreceptive audience, we have to apply the standard consistently. Think how much of popular music, if we were to demonetize or cut channels that used racial slurs, how much of popular music would be demonetized? And she's talking about there's never all over hip hop. What are you going to do? Like it's like, if you say the word, you can't do this. So what would your standard be? You can, if you're using this word as an insulting with insult intended slur, then you will get demonetized. How the fuck could you possibly, like, what would be the logistics of enforcing that?
Well, there's a couple of things about what she said there that bothered me, because one, she's not wrong with that point, but that's not why they did it the way they did it. What she should have done is been honest up there, because she was apologizing for upsetting the gays. What she should have said is we couldn't have done that, because if we did, then we would have had to kick Carlos Maza right off the site as well.
Himself for using the exact same word. There's no such thing as an intention scanner. So how the fuck do you know how the word was meant?
Sure. And that's the other part. There was a part where she actually says context matters, and the audience fucking booed.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I meant. Very unreceptive. And it's I mean, did you watch the interview between Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad, and Black Pigeon Speaks?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I strongly recommend it, Monkey. Just the subjects that they happen to hit upon, that was one of them, is that, the idea of context matters. And to certain people, when they're in a certain group, Jack, remember when they got on the subject, it doesn't matter arguing with somebody to try and point out how there isn't any consistency. How are you, and the example they were using, as a feminist arguing on behalf of traditional Islam? Think about that for a second. It's like, but to them, the inconsistency doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And even when it's pointed out.
Yeah, and to that audience, I hear exactly what you're saying. They booed because in their mind, from the position they're coming from, it's like, when you say context matters, that's a way of justifying and giving a pass to the use of racial, ethnic, and gender-based slurs and sexual orientation-based slurs. It's an attempt at giving a pass to hate You know what? That's all they hear there when that's being said. It's like, don't you recognize the inconsistency of what you're saying? If Carlos Maza says queer and it's not, you're making a logical, rational based argument, but they're coming from an emotional place. You can't reason someone out of a position they emotionalize themselves into.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. That's how they can justify it in their own heads. If you've ever tried arguing with the feminists about why they support Islam, they won't actually address the points you're making to them about how inconsistent it is to support such a patriarchal, oppressive religion. As you're telling me, I need to let you be a strong, independent woman. A man needs to let a woman be strong and independent. Check that shit out. But if you try pointing that out to them, what they always fall back on is, "Oh, you're just Islamophobic." Like, you're not answering the argument, and the reason they can't. I don't understand how their brains don't literally explode, because they hold such contradictions in there, and it's because they don't think about it. They really don't. It's emotional, and arguing with emotional people is fun, but ultimately pointless.
Diesel Dave says, blah, blah, blah. I want a cock slap polydub. Dave, man, whatever you want to do with yourself sexually is up to you, but not interested.
Oh, man. They're talking about a Negro pass and then a nigga pass. That was an argument I saw the other day. Somebody arguing about whether or not white people should be allowed to sing the N-word. And I will tell you without shame, if I'm singing a song, if I'm singing Straight Outta Compton, you better believe I say it, because it's one of the words in the goddamn song. I'm not calling anybody it. I'm not using it as a slur. I'm singing the goddamn song. What is that? Strong and what go and make me food woman? Oh, yeah. I just love that. The whole idea that he for she was one of my favorite things ever. I need you to make me a strong, independent woman. It's like you don't even think before you guys talk.
I forgot about he for she.
Oh, he for she. I could never forget about that. I'm going to be laughing about that on my deathbed. Like, we need men to make us strong, independent. Yeah, I don't think
that was like, God, internet time. That was like 10 years ago. Jeez, I haven't thought about that in so long.
It's only been 2. We're coming up on the 3rd year, actually, the 3rd year anniversary. Because, Emma Watson. There's so many of those kind of movements like that where they say something out loud, and it's like, you didn't think about that at all, did you? You didn't think about that at all. We see that with the vote for her shit that's going on again. It's already started popping up again. Vote for her, vote for female, vote for women. Why? Not vote for strong women or smart women, educated women, qualified, competent. No, just women. And that's how you get concentration camps at the border. Emma Watson is still hot. I don't care. Emma is hot. But she's stupid.
Yeah, she's a cute girl, but those things are not. They don't always coincide with each other.
Yeah.
Did you watch Shapiro's video podcast today?
I did.
Did you? I only caught like 10 minutes in the middle of it. It just happened to be at the part where he was talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the concentration camp thing, and how mainstream media is coming to defense for her. He cracked a great one. He's like, they're so quick to do it and so quick to defend and explain away any stupid thing, any stupid remark that she makes. I want to see her push it to the edge. I want to see her claim that the earth is flat and listen to the mainstream media defend her for it.
Yep.
What they would go, well, technically where you're standing is flat. So technically part of the earth is flat. Yeah.
And the Republicans are just mounting their hate machine and pouncing on her for claiming something that everybody knows.
Well, I understand why they're pouncing, because one, there is that group in Congress, and it's a couple of the women's. It's the what do they call themselves? The Destiny Child idiots. We're like, everything going on at the border is horrible. And then they came up with this concentration camp shit. She should actually be ashamed of saying that. And not because it's insulting to Jews or anything, but because it is that goddamn stupid. That's the kind of thing like, I can't believe I said that. I was drunk, y'all. I'm sorry. But she's pushing it and fighting it. And there's, as you said, the press is going to bat for her. So in all of the media that most of the people see, because there's been those studies, most people get their news online, sure, but they're still getting them from the same fucking sources they always did. They're just getting it online now. It's not like most people are getting their news from Breitbart. No, most of them are still getting it from NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox. They're still getting them from the main sources they always had. And those are the sources telling them, no, she's absolutely right, which is like fucking retarded. Which member said that in Destiny's Child? I don't know if you heard, but there's the Destiny's Child of Congress. Did you catch that one, Polly? I laughed my ass off.
No. What you talking about?
There's a few people in Congress. I know AOC is one of them. I forget the names of the others because the only reason I remember her saying it is because when she made her tweet about it, she actually made song lyrics, and it was to support free birth control for women.
She made song lyrics.
I for one look forward to her hip hop album dropping.
Diesel Dave says, no, monkey, you might perceive it as flat, but it's still curved. I can get a level and make myself perfectly flat land, Dave. Diesel Dave donated to say that, and I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, I wish I had it up. There's a on the tweet at the beginning of it, there's like 4 lines in lyrical form. It's got the little musical notes around it and everything so that you know it was the lyrics. I'm sure if you search Destiny's Child right now, it's probably going to bring them up. Did anyone see that NBC News covered Hillary Clinton cover-up of a pedos NBC of all places? I did not see anything about pedos and Hillary and any of that, no. And somebody else had asked us about if we saw that Feminist Frequency is bankrupt. I saw that Jeremy from the Quartering had made a video about it, but I haven't actually watched that or read any stories. So,
you didn't watch Jeremy's video about it?
I haven't watched any videos today, man.
Okay, yeah, he went through I did watch it. He pulled up their annual report because they're a not-for-profit organization, so legal requirements of submitting financial statements and such. And it's, in short, here's their expenditures for administrative and production costs, which can, contain any number of things, whatever. The point is, and he was making it, for every dollar they bring in, they're spending 2. And they ended up with like 35,000. And he was talking about, here's the timing of Anita Sarkeesian's tweets talking about, hey, who was it? EA? I can't remember. Somebody donated $1 million.
Oh yeah, EA.
Online harassment. Was it EA? Okay. EA. Yeah. And then Sarkeesian was like, donated $1 million. Do you realize that we've been on the front lines of this thing, and this was at this time? And then you see it come along. And then when Sarkeesian said on Twitter, I'm no longer taking a salary. It's like, look at what was going on with their financials at that time. Yeah, he more or less makes a fairly strong case as an outsider that they are not just flat broke. They are fucking broke for a while and haven't been paying anybody for a while because of it.
Yeah, and we knew most of that. We didn't. I hadn't seen their actual financials, but going back to last year when they started begging for money, and we'll start a Patreon bullshit at 30. If we raise $35,000, we'll start a Patreon, or not Patreon, a Discord server.
A Discord.
We'll start a Discord. Like, oh, for fuck's sake. Little nigga says buffering. Sorry, man. This is strictly through YouTube. If you're getting buffering, that's on their end. Sorry, bud. YouTube, fix your shit. But yeah, we've known that they've been in trouble. Didn't know how bad it was, but that explains a lot. I didn't know about Anita's tweets. She blocked me for something quite a while ago. I can't remember. I said something horrible to her. I deserve the block, but yeah, she blocked me a long time ago.
Yeah, Hey Camel says 25,000 for a Discord. Yeah, that was it was 25
was
grand.
was.
And it was, yeah, but I mean, it was everybody was cracking jokes about it. On our own Discord, we were making fun of it because the statement said, "We will create a Discord for all of our followers to be able to talk to each other and maybe even us." And I was like, maybe.
You know, this is the part. Real quick, Diesel Dave, thank you. Check your number. The 25,000. Yeah, I think the goal of the whole campaign was like 35,000. Because they had different tiers.
Yeah, I was just going to say along the tiers, that's probably what it was. I don't remember it in detail, but 25 was the Discord one, if memory serves. Assassin of the Gray says she was trying to run an extortion scam on a CD Project Red with Cyberpunk. You guys know anything about that? I don't. I
know a little bit about the controversy going on there. There were a whole bunch of people who actually were trying to do basically the same thing, because Cyberpunk has gotten some Cyberpunk 2077, which is the game they're putting out. It's gotten some kickback because of the way it's representing trans or something like that. And she I could help you with that.
Yeah, that was one of the tweets that Jeremy of the Quartering was talking about. It's funny. I was just talking with some people in Discord about that. I was putting together a video on sensitivity reading, and on it being a thing that exists in the world. Can you and I got too depressed putting together the research and the links for the articles and stuff. I got depressed. I was just like, fuck it, I can't do this. I just can't believe there's an editorial process. I mean, Jack, you've written books, right? Imagine sensitivity, POC sensitivity readers, trans sensitivity readers, gay and lesbian sensitivity readers, and immigration sensitivity readers. Are you fucking kidding me? That's a job that people get paid for.
I can't even get people to edit my books, let alone fucking read them.
I mean, to sit there and read through scripts and shit like that, it's a literal profession. Meaning, like you have a business and presumably business cards and the whole 9 yards to say, I'm a trans person who will read your stuff and tell you when you're wrong by not being sensitive enough or saying something, or here's what you should say instead. And is it surprising at all, Monkey and Jack and chat, that when it comes to talk about like everything's moving in a given direction in terms of like pop culture and movies and books or whatever, that certain things are being said and certain people are always being portrayed in a certain way? Is it any wonder why, when there's a given professional editorial process, that things end up coming out that feminism always seems to be described in a certain way, gay people always seem to be portrayed in a certain way, trans people, the strong independent woman who don't need no man, etc. This is the result of, among other things, sensitivity readers who are changing scripts from the original that they received to look something more like an idealized version of what they would like the world to perceive the thing as.
Yeah, they want uniformity.
Yeah. And you end up with cookie cutter scripts for everything and everything sounding the same. And people like us online scratching our heads going, why is the world all going in this direction suddenly?
Real quick, Dave clarified that he wanted me to check the hashtag. Yeah, we will check it in a little bit. I just looked over there and I see Full Metal Joker. You need to go sit in the corner for what you did. You know what you did. Go sit in the corner. And Dave sent in a story about the U.S. and North Korea almost going to war over a tree. That's a long article. That's not one I'm going to be able to read here. But I will throw
really
the link.
Nice tree.
Actually, it was a beautiful tree. But yeah, it's interesting. You guys should definitely check that out. We'll go through the hashtag if we get time here in a little while. Now, see, Evolved Potato, you don't have to go sit in the corner. Neither does Evil One. Wow. I did see a meme today over on Twitter. Somebody, Ilhan Omar's really happy about all this concentration camp talk. It's a Muslim joke, y'all. Yeah, because they're not real fun. Steven Crowder was talking about Steven Crowder. He did a video. It's one of the few videos I've been able to watch this week. He cut up, you know how he does his videos. He does his stream and then cuts up a part of it. And it was the top 5 times I think it was that people made Hitler comparisons, and it's fucking awesome because they're absolutely ridiculous. Does someone need bopping? Why? What's going on? What I miss? Sorry, I'm looking through the. And hi, Poppy. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey, Pop-Tart.
Sorry, you guys were talking about something. I got distracted because I wanted to correct what I said. Read Dave's tweet there. Jesus Christ, man. How do you guys just have these Asian pictures ready to pull up? Because you always have different ones.
There's a lot of beautiful Asian women out there, Monkey.
Apparently, they all take pictures. Oh, did you guys see the controversy with the chick who released her nudes because somebody got a hold of her phone and was threatening to do it?
Good for her.
Bold move. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's
What the hell is her name?
I hope she did that and called whatever federal state authority would be responsible for going after the person for blackmail. Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, right. She did, according to her Twitter at least. But Whoopi Goldberg gave her shit.
Whoopi Goldberg's a rotting old woman. Go back to sucking the souls of children.
Oh, wait a minute now. Is this where Whoopi Goldberg said you should know in 2019 taking a picture of yourself is going to the cloud? Is this the comment?
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
What's this chick's name? Bella Thorne. That's her name. And I actually went and looked at her nudes. All it is some titty shots, guys.
No, yeah, she's okay looking.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
Shilip DeFaco had his hot take on this, as he usually does, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, I can't really understand how this is anything but slut shaming. I mean, a woman's not supposed to take nude pictures. And it's like, okay, fuck you, Phil, again, for attempting to appeal to the mass of your audience. To say taking nudes, especially with an Apple phone that automatically has cloud storage, is insecure. I don't know if that was the point that Whoopi was trying to make, because I watched the clip of her saying it and I'm like, she think I just expressed herself. If that's what she meant, she said it in a really shitty way. If she actually meant that girls shouldn't be taking nudes of themselves and sending them to their boyfriends, then yeah, fuck her. But the idea of taking pictures on your phone is inherently insecure. It is.
If you don't want to be slut shamed, don't be a slut.
Well, you know what? If you want to take boudoir pictures of yourself and send them to your boyfriend, that's just fun. That's just fun between a couple. Nothing wrong with that, of course. I get the feeling that's not the point Whoopi was making. I think she was talking about the inherent insecurity of cloud-based phones.
Well, here's exactly what she said. If you're famous, I don't care how old you are. You don't take nude pictures of yourself. Once you take it, that picture goes straight into the cloud and it's available to any hacker who wants it. And if you don't know that in 2019, that is an issue. I'm sorry. You don't get to do that. So what she said, look, if you take these pictures, you should know they're going to go, they're insecure and somebody's going to get them. And she's not wrong about that at all. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't ever do it. I mean, you're a grown ass person, make your own. Here's the thing. Get a Polaroid.
I was about to say, you actually are more secure doing it snail mail style, like 1970s. I'm going to take a snapshot of myself, put it in an envelope, and mail it. That's as ridiculous as that is. Well, that's way more secure than uploading it to the cloud. The fappening, that's what Whoopi, if that was the point she was trying to make, and it kind of sounds like it was, she should have just said, when anyone argued with her, said, so the fappening wasn't a thing? You're saying the fappening wasn't a thing? That people didn't illegally hack other people's private nude pictures specifically because they took them with a cloud-based phone. There's a reason I've seen Jennifer Lawrence naked.
Yeah, me too. Because you guys told me to go look.
Don't say you guys.
No, another problem is that celebrities are kind of dumb, so they make their passwords related to something that is widely known, like a hobby they have or a favorite animal, and 10 minutes of watching interviews with them, you can usually guess passwords pretty easily for people like that. So it's not like they're making any attempt at security either.
Well, there's a few more things to discuss here. One, ladies, you actually don't have to take nude pictures of yourselves. But part of the argument about in this that has just blown my mind is they make it seem like women have to take. How dare you suggest we can't take naked pictures? We have to. We'll die if we don't.
Were some people coming across like that?
Yeah, there are some. It's like, Jesus Christ, y'all. There are people who, for thousands of years, never even knew what a picture was.
No,
and they lived just fine.
You're okay. You're not wrong, obviously, but it bugs me just like Philip's statement. Well, this kind of feels like slut shaming. No, it feels like you're a pandering cocksucker, Phil. The idea is like, why are you even calling it slut shaming? Like, my girlfriend to half bug me, half be playful, and half turn, a third turn me on. Not sends a nude picture. That's just fun in a couple's relationship. What the fuck is wrong? That's not slutty at all.
It's a little slutty.
No, come on. How's that slutty? A slut is a girl who sleeps around or is fucking easy. What's wrong with sending a tit picture to your boyfriend when you know he's at work just to kind of mess with his mind a little because he knows what he's got looking forward to when he gets home, so it makes him anxious? That's just having fun.
No, I think we're overlooking the greater issue here is that by saying that Whoopi Goldberg was slut shaming, Philip DeFranco called this chick a slut.
That's true. He did.
That's what I'm saying. When he said, this feels like slut shaming to me. What's slutty about it, Phil?
Yeah, was there a dude mounting her in these pictures? Because it doesn't sound like it.
Was there 6 different dudes with her in these naked pictures? Then I could understand what you're saying.
Sorry, go ahead, Monkey.
I can see people who would think that it's slutty behavior. It's not sleeping around, but it is, especially with our Puritan morals. A woman sending pictures of herself naked is seen as kind of a dirty bitch. And I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying. Hang on.
What are you talking about?
Our societies. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Our societies, when you can, any 8-year-old can find infinite amounts of porn just by typing something into a search engine, no matter what they type in.
When you look for the porn, what do you get? You get the dirty bitches who are showing themselves naked. That's what and I'm not agreeing with that, Polly. I'm just saying I can understand people who look at that and go, it's kind of slutty. And I don't care if they do it. I really don't. It's between you and your woman and all that. I just think it's in this day and age, I wouldn't even be worried about the cloud. Oh my God, hackers are going to get into the cloud. One, it's usually not hackers. It's usually some idiot who, even with the fappening, it was a phishing that did that.
Right.
Yeah. So it wasn't somebody, okay, I've got to figure out how to crack their code so I can see their nakeds. No, somebody fished them.
They're nakeds.
They're naked.
That's such a better word than nude photos.
Right?
Nakeds have been leaked. I like that.
Nakeds have been leaked. I would be more worried, ladies, seriously, that you guys are way too quick to send naked pictures to people. And then you break up with them. And you know what? They still have your naked pictures.
You know what? I really believe that was the origin of Snapchat, and people have argued with me against it. I remember I met this girl, right? And we were talking and we were flirting. We were getting along really well. And she asked me on the second time we were talking, do you have Snapchat? And I said, I thought about installing it, but I've got like 6 different communication apps. She goes, you should install it. And I'm like, whatever. And when I got home later, I was like, yeah, I installed it. I searched for her tag name, whatever, and got a picture of her tits. And I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, that was.
It's like, yeah, it's like all of a sudden I had an instant realization. This is awesome, and then the picture disappeared, right as it does with Snapchat with the timer on it. And I was like, I get it, I get it, like it.
Yeah, and then people figured out how to screenshot their phones, and you were fucked.
Yeah, I don't know, like I'm biased in this whole argument. I can admit that. Like when it comes to cloud stuff and so on, I'm arguing from a place of. Everybody should realize how insecure everything online is. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm the guy who says, don't use Google, use DuckDuckGo or another search engine your choice. Don't use Google as a search engine. And if you have to, use Start Page if you feel the need to absolutely use Google. Because you're used to it, you like its interface and everything. Fine, use Start Page then. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, where it's like my first thing is not so much about the nakeds, is about anything you want to secure, your banking information, new photography, personal conversations or whatever. The internet is insecure as fuck, and people kind of seem pretty lackadaisical about it. What's going to happen? Oh, who cares? I'm not important enough. Whatever their excuses.
Well,
I'm very lax. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why all my photos are of things that amuse me, like funny signs, random animals I see, like a book I might buy, things at Walmart. They won't make any sense.
Books of mine you might purchase.
Yeah, I look like a serial killer if you just go through the pictures on my phone. Plus, under nudes on my cloud, I only have pictures of that painting of George Costanza.
Nice.
The Art of Seduction?
Something like that. Yeah. I just renamed them Nudes 1, and then I put my name on it.
I love that you actually have a cloud account. I certainly don't.
I don't, but I got free cloud storage for a while, and it's sitting there somewhere out in the ether. So if somebody ever finds that, that's what it is. Fuck y'all.
I just think if you're going to take nudes, expect they're going to get leaked. That's just what I'm telling. And you don't even have to be a celebrity for that. There have been plenty of people that's happened to them just in their work or their school. Children, don't take nakeds of yourself for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
there's plenty of them where it just gets around your town.
And there's a reason this doesn't happen to men, because if some chick wants to see his dick, he'll send her a picture. All she's got to do is be like, will you send me a picture of your dick? Yeah, sure.
Like, click.
Well, here's
what angle do you want it from?
Here's another idea. There's an inherent security in dick pics in that if you're taking a selfie of your own dick, it's tough to get your face into the picture as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If you're gonna send nudes, ladies, like, Monkey, I can't believe no, ladies, nudes are fine. Like, that's my call. I'm totally down with it because it's sexy and it's fun and it's part of the playful back and forth I've found. But then again, I'm that guy who's like, I have nude pictures of ex-girlfriends and it's never occurred to me to fuck with them over it, even though some of them ended really badly, them relationships. But I guess there's lots of guys who aren't like that. So it's
okay.
Just don't put your face in it. Take pictures of tits and ass and so forth. But if you're worried about it, and there's lots of good reason to be, as Monkey's pointing out, don't have your face in the picture at the least. You know?
And I would agree with that. And I'm not against nudes. I love nudes. I've tried to talk Lady Monkey to let me take them. She won't. But in this day and age, with the speed of communication, especially, Paul, you say you have those pictures. If somebody gets a hold of your phone, they have those pictures.
Well, they're not on my phone, but I hear you.
Get a hold of your computer, wherever you have them stored. You don't have to even be the asshole.
That's assuming that my hard drive isn't encrypted, which it is. But I get your point. Not everyone's is.
Again, an encrypted hard drive is only as good as the person who's keeping it. You know.
You got a hard drive full of gibberish because you don't have the decryption keys. But I get it. Not everyone. A small percentage of people that bother to encrypt their stuff. I get your point. You're not wrong.
Jack, check your Streamlabs.
Yep. I was waiting for you guys to pause. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Monkey's right. Women don't have to take pictures of themselves, but they should. And Asians should send them to me. I agree completely.
Again, if you're taking them, you're risking them getting out.
Yeah, but that's why you're just your life like a shameless whore. Because that's my pictures. So what? See, and that's the great thing about being a guy is unless your dick looks weird, that could be anybody.
Sure.
Be like, that's what Phil down the street, I suppose. You probably got his phone by accident.
You rarely see dick pics with the guy standing in front of a mirror taking a picture of his whole body. Yeah. It's just the dick. Which, guys, that's fucking weird, dudes. I saw one today that came across my feed. I'm like, no.
If you angle the camera right, it looks bigger. Whereas if you get a full body shot, they're going to see like your love handles and shit.
Yeah, and the ladies, I mean, they take it in a sexy pose. So you can see. No, just put that camera right down there at the vag. Spread the lips open with your fingers and no face.
Show me the guitar. See, I don't. That's one nice thing about the way I would live my life. Being like poverty stricken, my phone is disposable. If somebody steals it, I just wait 10 days and then it expires. There's a limit on it. I don't fucking care. I'll get a new phone number. Nobody calls me.
Johnny says, I don't mind getting news. Johnny, it's not that I mind getting news. I think it's quite clear that I like naked women. I'm the guy who argues that women shouldn't wear lingerie because it gets in the way of them being naked.
And it's expensive.
Well, that too. But if you're taking those pictures, you are risking them getting out. But there's another part of the story we haven't talked about, and it is kind of important to the story. This young lady happens to have a book coming out.
Yeah, I heard somebody in chat mention that it seems like a publicity stunt. Maybe they were aware of that particular aspect of the situation.
Consider we haven't actually seen anybody release the photos that she supposedly had. She supposedly released one that she already had, which is kind of weird. One of the stolen pictures she released. That was convenient that she still had a copy of it.
Is she going to be the white slutty Jussie Smollett?
Basically, yeah, I think so. I think I would believe
gets busted for setting herself up.
I would have no problem. But you know what's even more offensive to me? This is a 21-year-old woman. The book is a memoir. It's
that is offensive, isn't it?
Don't you think? You're 21. What the fuck are you writing about?
I remember back in the days of yore when I was 16.
Way back when I was 18. Jesus fuck.
Well, she's been on like some television shows and stuff like that.
And she's fucking 21.
Oh yeah, somebody pointed out, she's a Disney kid that was in a show with Zendaya Coleman. Her name is Zendaya Coleman.
Say it right. Zendaya.
No, when it's one word, it's Zendaya. That's that, and I will not go along with the marketing anymore. You are Zendaya Coleman, former Disney kid. You fuck her. Stealing Laura Harrier's work from her. When you compare those two, I mean, what's the comparison? Let me give you an example. I just made a hottest women in the MCU list, right? Zendaya didn't even make the list of the women who didn't make the list.
Well, I can respect that you're trying to get this Jason Momoa to bang her. I can respect that. But
that's what I should do. I should start talking about how much I dig her, stop throwing Maker's Mark bottles in his backyard, and see if he'll go bang Zendaya, and then I'll be...
Keep doing the Maker's Mark bottles. That's funny.
Yeah. Evil One says it's MJ. No. I titled my stream our stream yesterday, Zendaya is not Mary Jane Watson, because she's not. I don't care what color of neon poison red she tints her fucking hair.
I just threw the link in chat if you guys want to see her that chick's pierced nipple, by the way.
Yeah, I was just looking at those.
They're not very good shots, man.
No, she really needs to work on her camera technique.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys, she's taken back her power.
It's nice of her to release her phone number while she's at it.
For the love of fucking God, her Twitter handle is bitch on Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
All of the fuck you. All of it.
Well, look, somebody's threatening you to, I'm going to release your nudes. And you just go, and if you really don't care, you just go, so do it.
Here's a sentence I never thought
fucking do it.
I would see written. In other words, here's my boobies.
Yeah. Oh, man. No, I was curious about you guys' take on Whoopi, because I agree with what Whoopi said there, and she wasn't slut shaming. She was just being real.
I don't think so either. It's slow news minute. Used to be a slow news day, but internet speed, right? People need something new to be outraged about. And for some reason, people are still watching The View, which I find more confusing than anything we've talked about tonight.
That's true. Yeah. Well, women got to have something to do while they're doing house chores.
Well, I think it's good advice for young celebrity people to not, be a little more cautious. Get a different phone. Take the pictures on that. a disposable phone or Snapchat or whatever, and be a little more discreet about it. But I don't know. I don't care about this chick. She's cute, but her tits are nice.
Well,
she's got a pretty good body, but I just don't.
I think I can show this picture. Yeah, this is from a tweet just a few days prior. This is from her GQ shoot.
Yeah, I mean she's got a pretty nice little body. I'd slam that, but
I'm just pointing out that she's more naked than she is in most of those shots.
Yeah,
you just don't see the nip. Oops. Yeah, I don't for a minute believe that this wasn't anything but a marketing thing. Yeah. When was that? That was June 9th she posted those, and then June 15th she just had to come out and reclaim her power.
Now, where are you getting that saying from? Did she say that?
Yeah, it's in one of the tweets.
Oh, that's again all the fuck you. You're reclaiming your power, bitch. I'm Bella Thorne. Like,
well, let me read the tweet to you. It says, "Fuck you and the power you think you have over me. I'm going to write about this in my next book." She actually says, "I'm going to write about it in my next book," and then she has this whole thing where she, "You can't control my life. You never will. I can sleep tonight knowing I can sleep tonight better knowing I took my power back." Dun dun dun. You go be real, Bella. You go take that power back, you silly bitch.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. She gonna represent, y'all. Little nigga says I'd fuck that. Look, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying that she ain't all that. And for throwing herself damn near naked. She is naked in that picture. The only thing she's wearing is fucking slut shoes. Sorry, Polly, that's what those are.
I looked her book up. It's called Life of a Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray.
Oh, but if you look at the cover, wannabe is like scribbled out.
Yeah.
Because she a mogul, y'all.
The description is Bella Thorne's collection of illuminating and inspiring poems chronicling her personal struggles, relationships, and a wild child lifestyle.
Stop. It's a book of fucking poetry.
But it's story poetry, Paul. Yeah, here's her with the blow up of the cover.
It's the next the very next like Odyssey.
Oh.
And it's marked with her trademark wit and wisdom.
By the way, it's a #1 seller on Amazon. It hasn't come out yet, but it is a bestseller already.
Yeah, it comes out next month. Would you like to hear some reviews?
No.
I think you do. I think you do. Marilyn Manson said, "I just became illiterate after reading this, but the nude photographs were still very interesting." That's on the Amazon page.
Nice.
And then Zendaya says, "You will always be the Cece to my Rocky." That was her name on the show. And some guy named Diplo said, "Hey, I didn't read this book. Bella gave it to me and I left it on an airplane." I thought that Marilyn Manson one was fucking hilarious.
That's awesome. God of Cheese, thank you. I need Monkey to notice me even though I'm broke. Hi, God of Cheese. How you been, man? Oh man. Oh God.
Oh, there's a Lena Dunham quote on here.
Oh, of course there is.
Bella Thorne is raw in every sense of the word. Tender, juicy, bloody, revealed. Nobody
tender, juicy, bloody. What is it? A rare steak?
Yeah. Raw, man, raw.
She's raw.
Maybe it's Aunt Flo time. Nobody does what she does, which is tell us how the fuck she feels, and that it's okay to fucking feel it. I honor her.
You know what's funny? Somebody asked me to look up at Gay Wonk on Twitter. You can search for multiple things, see how often it comes up, right? Like, just the guy has, this person was saying to me, the fakest way of cussing to make it sound like it's real. Like he curses the way that Young Turks do, just for the sake of edge, like to bring some edge to it. You know what I mean? And I searched for at Gay Wonk and fucking, like the full word. It's in like every third tweet that he tweets out. Why is it that fucking Republicans, and there's no reason to say that, and that's what it reminds me of listening to read Lena Dunham's statement there. Doesn't give a fuck what the fuck these fucking fuckers fucking well fucking think. Fuck me, huh? Fuck. Yeah, you're edgy, Lena. You're good for you.
Edgelords swear, and everybody knows you need to be edgy, and that's how people that aren't funny think they can be funny and edgy.
Yeah, bring a little sauce to it, I guess, in their mind.
I found a book that I would recommend in place of Bella Thorne's book, and it's something that I think Lena Dunham can relate to, and Gail Simone, who I mock frequently. It's called "I Could Pee on This" and Other Poems by Cats.
Nice.
They're all poems written from the perspective of cats. It's actually kind of funny. I
That's
gave a copy
beautiful.
to my cat lady friend.
Somebody asked about this earlier, and I want to get to it before we end the show. I don't even know what time we started tonight. But they asked if we saw any of the Hope Hill stuff. Hope Hill, former
You want to
advisor.
stream for 95 minutes, Monkey.
Cool. Okay, we got a little bit of time still.
Mhm.
Hope Hill, former advisor to the president. She was testifying before Congress yesterday in a closed door meeting, but they released the transcripts. I haven't got to read all the transcripts yet, but I did read a story from the Hill, and it had this exchange. I'm asking you this based on your experience and the expertise you've developed. Would you take foreign Oppo information from a foreign government if that were offered when working on a political campaign? Norm Eisen, one of the committee lawyers, asked Hicks. You know, knowing how much chaos has been sown as a result of something like the Steele dossier, no, I would not, was her reply.
Nice.
I'm like, fuck. She just fucked you with your own question, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. I did hear Ted Lieu asked her about the weather.
What?
Seriously?
What? Why?
I don't know.
Is she involved in the HARP program?
Because he's an idiot.
Well, I knew Ted Lieu was an idiot, but holy shit.
The president's lawyers, I think the White House counsel refused to let her answer 155 questions. They're like, she can't answer that. That was anything that related to her actual time working at the White House. They would not let her answer. And old Nadler was upset by it. Shut up, you little fucking hobbit. Oh man. No, I just loved her answer. With something like the Steele dossier. No, I wouldn't. Not the answer you were looking for. Where was it, Dick?
I called Ted Lieu an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's just all too predictable in the claim that I make. Is something never ascribed to ideology what can be more readily explained with political motivation. It's just his political motivation is so incredibly transparent. That's what bugs me about the guy. And that it doesn't seem to bother his constituents. His Twitter bio still says on it, "Oh, and I don't take orders from Vladimir Putin." It still says that.
Yeah, he's not a leader is Liu's problem. Whatever the party wants him to say at that time, that's what he's saying. And don't get me wrong, there's a ton of people in Congress like that, but Ted is like really, really proud of it. His Twitter, guys, is almost as dumb as AOC's. He's smarter than AOC is, but just repeating the same fucking talking points. That's all he does. He might as well be a Krasenstein.
You know what? That reminds me of what was the tweet to his that you responded to and I got a laugh out of it. It was, say it with me now. Remind me, Monkey, I forgot.
He said, he asked why so many of the president's supporters were white nationalists. And
I don't know. Why are so many of your supporters pedophiles?
Yeah, I asked him why anybody listens to him. He thanked me for reading it. And I explained to him that I make fun of people who say stupid shit on my show. And
seriously, that has got to be the claim that people keep making. Like you gotta, like, that is the ultimate response from the right of it's a mad thing of mutually assured destruction. Bring it up every fucking time. It's like, well, not all Republicans are white supremacists, but all white supremacists are Republicans, and that tells you a lot. Not all Democrats are pedophiles, but all pedophiles are Democrats. What does that tell you? And it's like, well, you can't read anything into it. How many times do you want to do this back and forth?
They'd also be a part of the teachers union too.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not wrong.
It's a farcical situation. Like, NAMBLA are far left progressives who vote Democrat 100% of the time. That's who's on your side. So that must be everybody in your party, right? Oh, it's not? Why, it's almost like we're bringing up fringe retards that we're both ashamed of. Maybe we shouldn't do this anymore.
Well, they've been trying to do that with Trump. Racists support you. He doesn't support them. That's the difference, you dumbass.
Child diddlers who fuck little kids support you. Do you have a response to that, Ted Lieu? No, that would be an insulting question to ask him. Of course it would. But he doesn't seem to mind to point out that a bunch of cross burners support Donald Trump and act as if he's being a righteous truth teller to power by doing it. No, you're not. You're being transparent.
And you're not wrong, but one, the Republicans need to, if they want to stop hearing that shit, they need to do exactly what you just said, man. What the hell?
That's your
smoke detector? Oh.
What was it?
My security system.
Oh, your security system.
See, Jack's rich. He's got electronics. I have a 45. We go our own way.
I live in the middle of nowhere.
We're gonna go break in Old Man Monkey's farm tonight, guys. Let's go.
No, dude, you come up on my house at night. It looks like something. It looks like the start of one of those movies where people get trapped in a cabin and killed. Because there's just woods everywhere. It's this big 2-story house in the middle of basically the fucking forest. It's beautiful in the daytime. At night, it's scary as shit here.
You know what? So the Ted Lieu thing, I get so hot about it because it's like things like this are allowed to persist. And I know I beat this drum, but it's because I firmly believe it. It's because news entertainers permit it and never ask them the hard questions that would stop them from carrying on as such if they were worth the name journalist.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
It's like, you've said that about the president repeatedly. Would it not be equally as fair to point out, NAMBLA, blah, blah, blah? Once or twice is all it would take, and Ted Lieu wouldn't keep doing it. But you have receptive audiences in the form of an entire network like MSNBC, or if you're a Republican, Fox. The idea that you can go to an entire news network that's going to do nothing but softball you, and when you're not there, they're going to play apologetics and run interference for you. That's mind-blowing.
Last night, Polly, we talked about the fact CNN fact check a joke from Donald Trump Jr.
Really?
Yes. Because Donald Trump Jr. at his dad's announcement for re-election made a joke about Biden curing cancer. And he asked why the press didn't ask Biden why he hadn't cured cancer in the 8 years he worked for Obama or the 40 years he was in government before that. That's all he said. Now, we need to fact check that. Like, really? A fucking actual long article on their site, fact checking that.
Wild.
That's where we are. I want to. Speaking of fake news, I want to bring up something that's been bothering me, and this is something that it's been bothering me for a while. This was I saw this tweet from The Onion today.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, fascinating lore, Nintendo reveals that the reason Mario always comes back to life after he dies is because both heaven and hell reject his soul. Even on his face, that's not funny. The Onion used to be very, very funny, and I used to love it. But now every time I see one of their tweets from one of their articles, it's like, that's not funny. Now, move over to the Babylon Bee.
Well,
liberals confused by new medical procedure that heals babies instead of killing them. That's funny. The Babylon Bee is taken over as the best parody around, and it's bothering me that the Onion sucks so much.
Well, the Onion sucks so much because they're all PC now, and they can't be edgy anymore. If you can't be edgy, you're not going to be funny.
And I think you're right. I think that's what it is, because The closest I've seen to them now, one, I do want to point out, I have seen the Babylon Bee sometimes where they try way too hard. And I actually mentioned it on one of their, it's like, no, this was a swing and a miss. Try again. They're not always funny. It's just so many times it's that stuff you're talking. They're edgy. They actually push the boundaries where the Onion is writing about why Mario doesn't die.
Because that's safe. They're not going to get in trouble for that. You know, be like, that's edgy pseudo nerd humor. It's not even something actual nerds would find funny.
Pseudo nerd humor.
Nerd humor.
That's good. That's like a hello, fellow kids. Do you play Nintendo?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's humor for fake geeks, just like Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah, that show. I've never found that show funny, and I've tried because it's so popular, and I think maybe I'm missing something. So I watch again. I'm like, I'm just not getting it.
No, because it's not that funny. Every now and then they might have a decent joke, but most of the time it's pandering to people that like Marvel movies but don't know anything about comic books.
To me, it reads the way or watches the way that somebody thinks nerds are.
Yeah,
like instead of how they actually are, and they tried to present them in a nice light so that it was more acceptable, but it was still people who they've never seen a 20-sided die.
Yeah, and everybody showers and things like that.
Anyhow, yeah, it just really does bother me what's gone on with the Onion. Somebody mentioned it sounds like they got woke. It really does feel like it if you go read them.
Well, they're owned by some woke company like Univision or some shit, aren't they?
I don't know. I just know maybe 5 or 6 years ago they just stopped being funny, and it hurts my soul because I like humor, and I really hate it when it. Again, I can't specifically say yes they got woke and that's what did it, but it certainly feels that way. And wokeness is killing comedy, and I fucking hate it.
That's killing everything. I bet if you go back in their archives, it deleted a bunch of like quasi-offensive stuff.
Probably. Because back in the day, that Babylon article, that would have been in the Onion, because they'd have taken a shot at it. Like, this would be, especially with everything going on right now, that is the headline of the parody day, or the parody headline of the day, I should say. I said that wrong. Apparently, when you're 70 pounds, the heat needs to be on during the summertime. What? Who's only 70 pounds? I'm sitting in a room so she can eat because she can't be left alone in the wheelchair. Oh my God. Who are you with? I hope everything's okay. For the record, when you have nerve damage, you need the heat on in the summertime. My heater is right there. It keeps coming on every few minutes. Because my internal thermometer doesn't work. It broke it. I'm seriously worried about trying pot, man. Because I'm going to do it once they legalize selling it. It's legal to sell, but once they get everything down so you can sell it, I'm going to try it for the pain relief that everybody talks about. But
well, you're going to giggle a lot more on here.
Well, I probably won't do it on stream the first time. I'll do it early in the day so I can. I'm worried about, man, because the problem is my brain reads signals wrong. Well, yeah, it reads the signals wrong because the signals are coming through wrong. And it could either soothe those or make them like 100 times worse. I should talk to my doctor.
Well, you know what? I'm back, by the way. Prospero. Apparently, Polydub won't speak to me, and this makes me sad. Hello, Prospero. How are you doing?
Hi, Prospero.
Morning.
Wait,
she won't talk to you, man. She won't talk to me. God damn it.
I haven't talked to you yet either. Why are you giving Polly the? Did you not hear me talk about my ego? Jesus Christ.
Well, okay, so on the pot thing, and you should absolutely talk to your doctor about this because I don't know, but Pop-Tart was saying to me, like, you know, I have the vertigo thing, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, the CBD oil, she's like, you should really, like, she gets a lot of benefit, a lot of pain relief benefit out of it. And she's like, and marijuana, cannabis is, yeah, absolutely, it's an anti-nausea, definitely. People have talked about that before. That's the chemotherapy. That's part of the benefit to chemotherapy is it makes you very nauseous, as I understand, and that's part of it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back to, twisting blunts and shit on just that, and just try CBD oil. So monkey, try CBD oil. I don't know anything about it. It's just Pop-Tart is, no help.
No help at all.
Oh.
Yeah, CBD's been, Lady Monkey got it for me one time. She goes, try it. I'm like, all right. And for a week or so, no, it did not, literally nothing for me. Somebody's mentioned that weed is still illegal on the federal level. The feds aren't going around busting the people in the states, though. They're not worried about it yet, and I doubt they will be. And we're already seeing more movement in the House. Hopefully, that shit will get overturned here soon. But you say not worth the hassle. I was already tempted when it was still illegal in the state. I didn't do it, but I was tempted. And now that it's legal in my state, if I could get my hands on some right now, I would try it, because I've had a bad week, y'all. Bad week. I can still feel every fucking bone below my shoulders. Can you?
Oh, I always notice you, Ebony Williams. You are never overlooked.
Can you count? Can you tell me exactly where each of your vertebrae is right now? I can tell you where mine are.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Monkey, the ones in that jar that I have.
Yes.
You talk about you go roll smokes. How you doing it with the rolling machine, with the sliding rolling machine? Do you buy the tubes? What do you do?
Yeah, with the tubes and a sliding rolling machine.
And the slider, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna try pot, there's an obvious way to start, right? Like you roll like a pin dog, like we used to back in the day, bigger than a matchstick, man. Half tobacco. Start slow, brother. Like,
Oh, believe me, when I try it, it's gonna be slow. I am afraid of this shit, dude.
Oh, don't be. But spark it up, and like if you're rolling like like a matchstick, like a pinner, and you only get halfway through and it's half tobacco and you're not feeling too good. Hey, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get a little lightheaded, and that's that.
No. Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, James Colley says, "This is fucking hilarious. Let me get this straight. You are paranoid before ingesting weed." Yes, I am.
Good point.
What do you see him when he gets that bag of Doritos in front of him? They're like, "It's a conspiracy by Doritos."
No, I am concerned with how my brain is going to read it, and not. I've been high before, guys. I've smoked pot when I was younger.
Okay.
But there is the very real chance, because right now, this is how my doctor explained what's going on with my body, y'all. The typical body, your nerves have a scale of 1 to 10. And the worst pain you've ever felt is a 10. My body is stuck no lower than an 11.
Well, okay. Here's a suggestion. Maybe this is like some off stream shit, but when you go talk to your doctor, say, I would like a single prescription for Demerol, something like not, don't go full Oxycontin, and say, because in case it does spike my pain, I want a tablet to take. I know you don't want to go down the route of opiates. Smart move. I understand why you're saying that, but you don't even want the one tab. No,
I'm going to talk to her about that when I talk to her next, because I don't know if I'm just getting used to these pills or what, but it definitely seems to be getting worse again. And there's just times, man, I just something to lessen the pain. Anything. Hit me in the head with a hammer. I don't care. Something.
Well,
I don't get that way very often, but like you said, just maybe a prescription for 3 of them to get me to the next 3-month visit. You know what I mean? That's one a month.
In a Pickle says the Oxycontin and fentanyl patches. I didn't even know that fentanyl came in the form of patches. Maybe slow timed release would be useful for you. You don't have the I'm going to take a hit feeling of taking a pill. It's just a slow release and you'll feel better overall. I don't know.
Asian hippie over on the Streamlabs. Thank you. Monkey has a brain. We know he has no memory. Yeah, it's still a brain in there though. There's lots of stuff we've already tried. And until this point, I've been very against, the different painkillers.
Mm-hmm. I get why, man. Opium dens are a real thing. Fentanyl addiction's a real thing. Like, you're not, off in the weeds thinking some dumb shit with that. Not at all.
2 days ago, Yeah, I would have taken anything they could give me. Today, I'm okay. Today, it's just like Motrin's enough. I'm okay. But you're right. There are days, man. Just and yeah, I see her at the end of next month, which makes it almost a year since I've seen her. Because mixed appointments and I don't see her very often because there's really not anything they can do. It's mostly just a meds checkup, to be honest. Until medical science advances some. Have you tried liquid methadone? No. At this point, I would just take a strong sleeping pill. Just put my ass to sleep for 12 hours. That'll be fine.
Sleeping pills would be good, but they are habit forming. There's no question about that. I can personal experience. I can tell you, like, I have big time insomnia, right? And I was taking over the counter sleeping pills, and it's like when the dosage, take 1 tablet 20 minutes before bedtime, and I'm taking like 3 an hour before bedtime, and just feeling slightly dozy. And then after a while, couldn't sleep without taking 3 or 4 of them, and that's when I stopped. I was like, no, and that was a while back, but that's when I stopped. Yeah, they're habit forming for sure.
Again, this is just something a once in a while. I don't want a nightly prescription. I don't want it. Part of my thing is if I become too used to pain and then I get off of it, one, any repercussions of coming off that medicine are going to suck. Plus, then I'm going back to the way my body really is. It's hard to explain this, but I need the pain to keep me from being in pain. Because if this went away for a day and I woke up tomorrow with it back, it would kill me. It would just kill me. It's something you kind of
tolerance.
Yeah, exactly. The way it's a pain tolerance, and but there's just certain days that I got to talk to her about that.
And thirdly, it's a harsh life lesson that many people don't learn right away is that no matter how often you chase that dragon, you never catch it.
That's true.
What? Really? I've been told with a bigger dose I'll catch up to him in an instant. I've been lied to.
You just got to learn to fly. That's all.
Yeah, he's always just out of reach, man. Sorry.
And now YouTube's going to take this down because we talked about drugs. Everything we talked about was legal, you assholes. Just throwing that out there. Not that you actually watch this shit when you knock me off. You can wean off the drugs with the weed. Again, I'm scared of how. I'm very worried about how weed would affect me. I'm willing to try it. Don't get me wrong, but it does worry me. I like the alcohol when I was drinking. I still hurt, but I did not give a fuck about anything that one night. Man,
you never know, man. It's all of the anxiety might be for naught. And
That's
6 months down the road, you're gonna have like a big old Jamaican chalice lighting it up with a fucking torch, doing it proper. Like, you never know.
People are gonna be like, "Are you using a vape?" I'm like, "Nah, man, that's my bong, dude. Chill."
Vaping's for pussies,
right? Well, I look like a bitch. No, anyway, I'll be rapping like Snoop Dogg.
Terribly.
Hey, leave Snoop alone. Gin and Juice is a classic.
Okay. Well, let's go with that.
Well, at the time, man, I mean, nobody had that voice. That's what made Snoop good. It wasn't necessarily his style or his ability. His voice did it for him.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I just
I don't listen to a lot of Snoop. I just love his chill voice, and it only works in certain songs. But yeah, even when it's not crap music, rap is awesome. Just like any form of music, yeah, there's a lot of shit out there. There's also a lot of really good stuff.
Monkey, you've only got the 2 channels, right? This one and then your live stream one, right?
I technically have a third I've never used, but yeah, I only have the 2 I use.
So you don't, you never thought about having like a quote second channel for shit posting on?
How do you mean shit posting?
Stuff that just wouldn't fit into your regular channel, one-off videos you want to do. Like, I've got that boss slide video on my channel that I love. I think that video is hilarious. It's just 30 seconds of me shit posting some assholes sliding down the street looking like a boss on ice, and I thought it was funny, so I made it. But it makes no sense on my channels, and there's a few videos that are like that. And I think about that from time to time, and I've been thinking about making a second channel just for that. I want to make an instructional video on CeeLo, because go ahead, look on YouTube, see if anyone will explain how to play CeeLo properly. There's actually one of you got from Wu-Tang, and it's like explains the dice game of CeeLo. Yeah, go ahead, click on it. The guy, I don't actually think he knows how to play fucking CeeLo. He just, I really like this game. We played it coming up in high school. All the numbers played in my neighborhood. And it's, dude, are you ever going to talk about how to play the game, or are you just going to sit there and, shuffle the dice in your hand back and forth? He never even like. So anyway, if there's,
I get what you're saying, Polly. Some of my visual adventure videos don't fit in with my laundry. So I see what you're saying, and that might not be a bad idea.
A channel where I just want to like put up stuff about like, this movie sucked, or that movie was awesome, or whatever, and it's like not a full review. It's just shit. I don't know. Just a second channel for stuff, or do you never actually have the desire to waste time like that? Because it would be a time waster.
Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, some Dutch dude says, Monkey, start slow, take a few tokes, and wait a while, 15 minutes or so, then more if you want. If you feel it gets to be too much, lay down, but probably do not close your eyes or move around. Take in some sugar, such as soda, to get sober quicker. I'm not worried about the getting high part of it. I'm worried about how my body's going to interpret it. Whether it's going to say, let's turn that shit up to 15. And Evolved Potato, thank you, Monkey. I know a little bit about what you're going through. I have a less severe form of spinal bruising, but I was lucky. I got it around 6 years ago, so I got used to it. Yeah, I'm at at least 3 years. As to your question, Polly, do I ever think of another channel? No. I have occasionally done one-off stuff on this channel. It's mostly just stuff that amuses me, and my theory has always been, as long as it's a one-off and not something I start doing constantly, I'll just throw it on here, and if people don't like it, they can skip that video. And that seems to be what happens. But otherwise, if it was something that I thought about, I had like 100 ideas I was going to do, yeah, I'd make a new channel. I just don't have those kind of ideas. I'm not that smart. Poppy says, Jack, no more channels for you.
Whatever. You're not my real mom.
Let's see.
I have like 3 channels I don't use.
I think this is the most that they've actually paid attention to what we're talking about when we started talking about pot. Evolved Potato says, I meant 6 years old, so probably 11 years ago. Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, years ago.
Oh, it says I got it around 6 years, so I got used to it. I didn't realize 6 years old is what she meant there, or he meant there. Sorry, Evolved. I always do that to you because of your pink avatar. Yes, I'm sexist. Sorry, but again, thank you for the donations. Oh God, yeah. Did you guys see? Shoe on Head got hit for hate speech for making a video in support of gays.
Really?
Yes. Her video was making fun of people who were bashing gays, and she got hit for hate speech. And not only hit for hate speech, it was reviewed and upheld. Welcome to 2019. It got put back up, says Jordan. Yeah, I didn't know I didn't realize it had. I just saw that earlier today. I was like, Jesus, fuck YouTube. How do you guys fuck up that bad so often? Seriously. It's not that hard. Zelthor said it was because it had the gay agenda in the title. Again, see, that's context matters, and that's the problem with the way YouTube's algorithm is. That's what happens when you let robots decide things.
Like we were talking about before, what are you going to get a human to decide it? What's the stat that YouTube gives? How many minutes of video per hour they get uploaded? Tens of thousands. Yeah, humans go through all of that to verify everybody's intention, no use of a word. I mean, No, you don't have to do that. What you have to do is back off on your algorithm.
What? No, that's not how totalitarianism works.
Well, let me ask you the hard question, Monkey.
Sure, go ahead.
Here's the one thing I don't hear a lot of people bring up. So it's like, do you want it? The representative from Missouri, for example, puts a bill forth. You've heard about this, I'm sure. Are you going to? Big tech companies have to decide whether they're publishers or open platforms, right? Otherwise, you don't get 230 protection. Okay. Realize the part of that means that jihadis will be able to upload without, instructional material on bomb making and kill the infidels and so forth, because they're just, talking the Hadith and the Quran after all, right?
Sure.
And you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the outcome of that is? I'd like to think that the outcome of that will be more realization of just how bad jihadism can be and just how embedded jihadism is inside of Islam. That's what I'd like to think. But do you really think that's going to happen, or is it going to be compartmentalized off in a corner where there's only people being radicalized off of it? Is an open platform really the wonderland of free thought that we think it is?
I think it can be. 1 second. Miles, thank you so much. Hey, Monkey, can't stand the smell of pot. Worked at a beach bar one time where body odor, fish, and pot mixed in. Oh, dear God. Thought I was going to faint. I would have puked. Pot smells like skunk. None of those are pleasant smells. Oh, God.
I worked at a beach bar. Yeah, that's where it's going to happen.
But to your question, Polly, I think one, maybe atheists would grow a pair of balls and actually go after Islam for a change.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be interesting, at least.
Jesus Christ, it'd be novel.
I don't think it would be that big of a draw. But I don't think that's the issue. The issue is, should they be allowed to say it? And again, as long as it's not actually advocating violence, as long as it's not some of their wonderful beheading videos, if you kids haven't seen those, then yeah, it's just speech, and they should be allowed to say it. And how big it gets would just be dependent on how much attention it got from, say, the press or something. If there's jihadi videos, and then you know what happened? There'd be a whole bunch of people who go, oh, we're going to make fun of this.
Well, they would ignore the fuck out of it. The press, jihadi stuff
sure.
all over the place, right? Well, now they would. 5 years ago, I don't think they would have.
So as long as it wasn't actually advocating for violence, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, if you read certain parts of the Old Testament, it's not exactly pretty, but I wouldn't have problems with somebody going on there and reading their Bible to preach to their flock. I don't have a problem with that, as long as you're not advocating violence, as long as you're not advocating criminal behavior or showing criminal behavior. Specifically
targeted violence, go after these people.
Yeah, kill the Jews kind of shit, Oh, but sorry.
I mean,
not to suggest the Muslims would ever say that. Anyway, sorry.
Well, yeah, not to suggest that that's the description of what Judgment Day is going to be like in the Quran or anything.
Yeah, so as long as that part, or even if they're reading the scripture and that part's in there, as long as they're not advocating it to actually happen right now, kind of thing. I mean, it's free speech, and I'm the kind. I believe that. Believe it or not, I do believe in the common sense of man, and I know that's a weird thing to say in this day and age, but I do believe a better argument will win. And I point to things like the rise of atheism. For whatever flaws they have as the group, I don't necessarily think that you have to stop believing in the Bible, but you can look at the Bible and go, okay, there are inconsistencies here, and that's what eventually leads some people to atheism in the first place. But it's that we've become smarter and have the ability to think, and that's how you win the argument, is by making a better fucking argument, not by hiding the argument you don't like. Because when you hide the argument you don't like, that's how you end up with the just over in a corner by ourselves people that end up blowing shit up. And I'm not talking about Muslims here, guys. I'm talking about any group, whether you're talking about white nationalists, black nationalists, Muslims, any of that shit. When you take the stuff you don't want to hear said and you put it into a little corner and you ostracize the people who say that shit instead of just calling them out and arguing it with them, That's when you get the bad shit. As an atheist, I think the 10 commandments are at least 8 good rules to follow. Yeah, they're not bad rules to follow, actually. That's another thing with the atheist. You know what? There's actually a lot of good in religion. A lot of good in religion.
You really, Monkey, should watch that conversation between Black Pigeon Speaks and Carl Benjamin.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's because they get on that very subject, and there's some interesting thoughts, especially some things that Carl Sargon says, that it's like the performative aspects of religion, that there is societal value in it. And I myself am an atheist, so I don't have that given belief, but there is blah, blah, blah. And they get into it, and it's just...
Shit, hang on a second. I'm listening to you.
Sure.
I gotta take my head up. My lighter just died. Hang on.
Oh, no. Oh. So that was such panic. Hey, Jack, did you read some of the comments underneath that video conversation between Sargon and Black Pigeon Speaks?
No, I didn't. Were they funny?
There's a lot of smart asses because, like, for those of you who haven't seen it, Black Pigeon is blurred for the video because him and Carl are sitting on a couch together talking, right? And Black Pigeon is blurred out, and then he's got his little icon, which is just a simple graphic of Pigeon's head floating over his face, so you can't de-blur it and figure out who he is, right? And all these comments are like, it's shocking how much he looks exactly like his avatar.
I just assumed there was a Bigfoot somewhere behind him. Bigfoot lives in blurry areas. That's how I know who killed JFK.
Right? I didn't think you could make that many jokes out of a guy being blurred on a camera image, but there are some hot comments in there that really made me laugh.
Whose channel is this on?
It's on
Sargon's main channel. Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, I will check it out.
Man, did he ever... The algorithm, and we've talked about this before, Monkey, is like the greatest mystery of our time in terms of being on YouTube, because we're all running this excuse me, endless guess game as to how to tickle the algorithm, as I like to say it, right? It's good. Your video should be over 10 minutes, we think. You should upload daily content, we believe. Your videos should be free of swears because they have bots running to detect swears, which will lower your height in the algorithm. We understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're taking all these guesses at it, but one thing that seems certainly part of the algorithm is whether or not your channel is monetized, because Sargon's videos, from the day he got demonetized, the views dropped dramatically, which in my opinion shows that monetized channels are put higher in the rank order according to the algorithm. And so Sargon's videos are no longer from his main channel coming up nearly as often since they demonetized them. And once I realized that, it was kind of like, I should have realized that before, that there is a lot of power in demonetizing somebody. And it's not like the hacktivists online say, like, take away their money base. For YouTube doing it, there's also an ideological purpose in it, because it automatically kicks them in the nuts in terms of lowers them in the algorithm.
Well, when you look at the fact that one, YouTube won't even send you out to your followers who have the bell clicked and have notify me every time they go live, which, by the way, makes no fucking sense.
None. None.
And you couple that with the fact that they absolutely, and they always have, they claim they absolutely claim that monetization has nothing to do with the algorithm, which is bullshit.
Yeah, I think, now I think how else do you explain that? Everybody after Sargon got demonetized suddenly lost. Well, if I can't watch ads before Sargon's videos, I'm not going to watch them. Come on. You can see it like on a graph. It's the very day they did it. It's like a rock.
Yeah, it's actually been quite discouraging, because my videos, I'm still going to make them, and I need to get another one made, but it is very discouraging because none of my videos get the good monetization. I get that yellow circle, which means I'm not technically demonetized. It's just me and Wilbur now. And because of that, I'm not in the algorithm at all. I don't show up next to anything. So,
and that's a hit to great people, to Sargon, to Sinatra, to Crowder, to,
Monkey.
To Monkey.
I knew that's what he meant from the beginning.
I know.
But you haven't been straight up demonetized.
No. Well,
and that's what I'm referring to. I think that's unmonetized channels are like among the lowest rank in what must be the most complex algorithm. Imagine actually looking at the code for the algorithm. It's probably as thick as a fucking phone book.
No, the algorithm is alive.
Well, technically it is. I mean, it's a self-learning algorithm.
Yeah, it's Skynet, dude. I, for one, welcome our new algorithm overlord.
No, you don't. Shh.
No, but what you're saying there, probably it's no different when you get that yellow circle on everything you do. The only difference is I can't technically claim I was demonetized.
Okay. Okay.
Sinatra, until this happened to him, he got most of his stuff was still monetized. So he was still growing quite well until they were like, okay, you're completely hit. I've just been in a slump. I do not move. I don't go up or down. It just stays basically where it's at. And it's because, yeah, I'm in that little box where it makes perfect sense why they would, business wise, it makes very good sense why they would favor videos that have ads on them. They don't get paid unless those ads run. So, of course, they're going to push the ones that are getting ads. So, yeah, by demonetizing Crowder, they might as well have taken him off YouTube.
Right. I did. Yeah. You said it much better than I did. We can't kick you off the channel because that would, we can't swat that hornet's nest, as it were, because it's like you did nothing to technically violate our terms of service, but you did violate our advertising terms of service by not being suitable for most advertisers by using these hateful terms of queers. Oh, and that just fucking reminded me that recode statement. The fucking interview goes, so he could continue to, sell his racist coffee mugs if he wants. You motherfucker, you. Racist coffee mugs? They say louder with Crowder. That's it. That's all these. What are you even fucking talking about, you little balding peon?
Did you see Crowder's response to that? He showed a picture of a mug with a little KKK hat on.
Oh yeah, of Ben Shapiro's coffee mug. Left his tears with it.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Have you noticed on Shapiro? God, they got a great back and forth, busting each other over their beverage vessels, right? On when they do a Daily Wire get together. So you got Andrew Clavin and Ben Shapiro and their behind the scenes producer. They all sit around and smoke cigars and drink whiskey and talk about issues. They do one a week. Mm-hmm. Their ashtrays are Crowder's coffee mugs.
Nice. Oh man. See, those guys have a great sense of humor, man. I wish I could see lefties being humorous. But yeah, the Mazza should have cheered instead of whining like the little bitch that he is. He should have actually cheered what happened to Crowder because it was as bad as deplatforming. Carl's channel's big enough that he would last for quite a while, even without monetization. But growth becomes non-existent.
It does. Like, how do you reach new people? And if you think about like over a period of, let's say, 2 years, right? Like from now to where he was at 2 years ago, all of the new people that Sargon got to rethink positions and so on. And not just him, it's the other recommended people that came up. They found Sargon by watching somebody else's video or watched somebody else's video by watching Sargon and got red pilled, to use some like really out of date terminology, thought about things differently. Came out, it's like, wait a minute, this guy who lives in England is claiming himself to be an English liberal. I thought liberals were all like, rethought that term, like all the different fucking things that come out of that. And I don't know, man. I know I keep saying that it's ascribe it to political expediency before you ascribe it to ideology, but goddamn, YouTube seems ideologically motivated and driven with so many things.
There's not necessarily, they don't have to be mutually exclusive, political and ideological. I don't even know how much of it is the ideology part of it. I know it is a part because we saw the fucking Google, the Google meeting after the election. We know it's going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at like Shapiro's not demonetized. Shapiro is smart. He's played well within the rules the whole time, which probably most of us should have done.
And still gets called a Nazi.
Still gets called a Nazi, sure.
Like fucking hell.
But Google or YouTube specifically hasn't had a reason to slap him for it. So they will still allow it on the platform if they have to. You know what I'm saying? Because like with Crowder gave them a reason. He really didn't, but he gave them a reason. You know, he talked about the queer.
Yeah. One too many times.
Yeah.
And well, ideally, it would be through Subscribestar, through Patreon, through recurring PayPal donations. Like ideally, it would. You know, because now guys like Sinatra Says can't pull in super chats on their main channel. Motherfucker. Like, you know.
Yeah, and you think they're going to promote a stream where they're not going to make money off of it?
And could see, you see, and it's like people want, like, as you know, to hit up super chats. It's like, hey, I want to make this comment. I want to throw $5 at Monkey. I want to throw $20 at Jack through Streamlabs, and you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that system works. Ideally, like Streamlabs is the greatest option, but I understand why people want to go through super chats, even though they're aware the 30% is going to Google. They want it to come up in chat where it's visible right here, and it's that little $sign button. It's quick and it's easy. I get why people use it, and by denying people like Sinatra Says and Sargon that monetization, they're hitting in a really fucking ugly way that pisses me off.
It's dirty as hell. It is dirty, man. It would be different. Look, my video from the other this one actually pissed me off when I saw that they denied my appeal. I'm like, you motherfuckers, there is nothing in there, nothing that is worse than anything I've said on many of my just the rage video that they allowed to be monetized because I must have got the retarded guy working that day. I was actually much nicer and it was just going over, you know, what the story actually was and gave my little input on it. But because I have all of those yellow things, because I've said bad words, I've said the bad words, my actual videos aren't looked at. They're just, okay, strike him. And again, I still think it's mostly my name anyway, because there's no fucking way they've listened to all these streams. YouTube, you lying bitches. But
hey, Bunky, I'll give you something happy to look at. Here, I'm in the middle of editing this video. This is the picture I'm messing with right now. My God, huh?
Yeah, she's gorgeous, man. I know a lot of people don't like her, but
whatever. There's a reason she made the list, yo.
Because of her thunder thighs.
What do you have against thighs, man?
Well, admittedly, that is a picture from a few years back, but whatever.
She get all fat.
Dear God, Jack.
I actually made an interesting argument about that. Yeah, I won't. I'll say that for another night, Monkey. That I think Scarlett Johansson. Here's my argument. I have evidence for this. She dieted further than she needed to. Scarlett Johansson before her appearance in Iron Man 2, and then decided I think I went too far because she certainly doesn't look like that in the first Avengers film. And I have photographic evidence. It's a funny argument. It's good for a couple of laughs because there's an interview that I caught with her by accident where she was talking about when she got cast for the role of Black Widow, and they showed her costume for the first time, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's what you want me to wear?" And she started dieting that day. And it's like when you see what she looks like in Iron Man 2, and then when you compare her to like similar poses from Avengers just a few years later, it's like, yeah, you did go through the same diet. I think you overdid it.
Night Prospero.
Really,
Night Prospero.
Night Prospero.
What were you saying, Jack?
No, she did it right the first time.
You just like them skinny bitches.
I don't know why you're so against. You know, they're thunder thighs. What are you talking about?
Don't find her attractive, dude. There's a lot of reasons. Her face looks weird from the side. Her thighs look really big.
Well, she should have left her damn nose alone.
She should have. I agree with you there.
She didn't need a nose job, and I bring that up in this video I'm editing right now. But
her original nose was cute.
Yeah, and same with what's her name, Natalie Portman. I make the same argument. You should have left your goddamn nose alone. And Jennifer Grey, you should have left your goddamn nose alone.
Oh God, she looks so fucking weird, Jennifer Grey, after she got her nose done.
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you have some kind of like actual deviated septum, like some kind of thing where you need rhinoplasty or reconstructive surgery because some sort of injury, something, whatever. Yeah, okay. But you better have a really horrific nose if you're getting a nose job, because the chances are 9 out of 10, it's not anywhere near the unsightly thing that you think it is. You know what I
True,
mean?
yeah.
Like surgery is
Look,
not going to fix what really is insecurity for no good reason. You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Jennifer Grey's nose, I mean, she had a big honker.
But
And
it was attractive.
it wasn't horrible. And now when I first saw her with the new one, I'm like, one, I didn't even recognize her. But two, she looked like everyone else.
Yeah.
You look like everyone else. Congratulations as you try to be a star, you dumbass.
You nailed it in terms of what my opinion is on it. What you ended up doing, and I was specifically with Natalie Portman, you just removed character from your face.
Yes.
And now you look very much like every other Hollywood actress. Good job. Well done.
Yeah. And in Jennifer Grey's case, she looks like everyone you'd run into at Walmart. I mean, there's nothing memorable about her now. It's just like, oh, all right.
Her nose was not what made her look average.
Fair enough. Yeah. Her nose is what gave her character and what made her memorable, other than her, her in those jean shorts. Well, I think they were capris technically, as she was dancing with Patrick Swayze.
Yes. And
those were nice.
In a real big way, looking at you, Anna Kasparian. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know how many times I've seen clips of her from Young Turks talking about white beauty standards and white people this and European beauty standards that, and people on Discord for me complain about this because she bugs the fuck out of me. It's like, you wear lightened contacts, you've dyed your hair blonde, and you've gotten a nose job so that your nose can fit inside of a thimble. It's so small now, and yet you talk about being a proud Armenian who's angry at white beauty standards. Who forced you to do any of that? It wasn't the fucking patriarchy. It wasn't white supremacy.
It was Cenk Uygur.
It was Cenk. It was the patriarchy.
It's like, it bugs me. Like, I'm sure she's afraid to step out. Like, you live in Southern California and you look pale. I was telling Far, because Far's blonde hair, blue eyes. She's Australian, right? And I was like, she wants to look like you, Far. That's what's going on. She looks to you and she's fucking jealous.
Yep.
And she's trying to look like the quote Becky that everybody makes fun of, including her. And yet you're willing to go through surgery and dye jobs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera to achieve it. And what was funny is that it was Far who pointed it out to me. I didn't even realize the intense. I think it was Far I was having that conversation with, the quality of the dye job, because I pulled up a picture of her. I said, look, there she is. It's zero roots, and it's not just hair coloring. It's like with highlights and everything, like meaning expensive. You know what I'm saying? It's like she doesn't allow the roots to come out. It's a constant dye job. Like, she's committed to looking like a blonde and coming across as a blonde. Anna, what are you ashamed of? Seriously.
She probably has long pussy lips. Speaking of Far, though, I want to read an article that she sent in to MITAM, and then we're going to wrap this up, gentlemen. All right. We would wrap it up now, but I just saw this, and I hate people. Study: more than 40% of young people ditch deodorant.
I heard this on the radio today.
A new study reveals that nearly half of young people in the U.S. are doing away with deodorant. The poll from YouGov, a global public opinion and data company, found that nearly 41% of 18 to 24-year-olds are ditching deodorant. That percentage was even higher for people 25 to 34. The study reports that youngins simply don't think they need to wear it. Millennials and Gen Zers don't lack hygiene in other areas, according to YouGov. They surpass other groups when it comes to washing their hair every day, for example, which you don't actually have to do. Pop star Justin Bieber and the company Schmidt Naturals used the poll to announce a new deodorant relying on baking soda to absorb sweat. The deodorant is plant-based and contains no chemicals. Oh, so it'll make you stink. The vegan deodorant fuck, it actually says that.
You assholes eating your deodorant. God damn it.
The vegan deodorant hit shelves in fall of 2019. Look, you stinky motherfuckers, put on your deodorant.
See, millennials stink in a lot of ways.
Oh my God, they're so stupid.
Oh, if you even buy that crap. It was probably a fucking, I'm so cynical on this shit. Bieber's company probably fucking paid that journalist to write up that article, make up the fucking poll, and then slip the name of the fucking company in there. A bunch of shill bastards.
You know, now they not only want to talk to your manager to complain about you, but they're going to smell the entire time.
I have no problem believing this one, Polly. There's a lot of these little fuckers that stink like body odor, and now I understand why they've stopped using deodorant. They're worse than they're not as bad as hippies. Some people are saying hippies, because hippies not only have the at least these guys are washing. You can give them that, so they're washing daily. Hippies have body odor and dirt and shit and garbage smell because they're nasty people.
Yeah, and they're probably dumpster diving looking for free food out of there, like the freegans.
Yeah, hippies stink, and yeah, I have noticed millennials. Sorry, and actually younger. I thought it was just like their parents didn't buy them some or something. But yeah, they stink, man. Put on deodorant.
Yes, wear deodorant.
You don't have to wear antiperspirant. They make deodorant. Just use the deodorant to cover your stink, you stinky bit. Unless you're French or something, nobody wants to smell that.
Farce and chat says veganism, not even once.
Oh man,
I heard you say the other night, Monkey, and it's a line that I say as well. Like, what happened to all the vegetarians? There used to be vegetarians. The
vegans ate them.
They're not retarded, Monkey.
You don't know that.
Oh, vegans are the retards, not the vegetarians.
Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. They just disappeared, man. They all became it was vegetarians are kind of like the Lutherans, and vegans are the Catholics.
Yeah.
And they killed all the vegetarians.
But with vegans were like the Westboro Baptist Church.
Jesus fuck. You're not wrong. Unfortunately, we're going to wrap up here. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate it. And all the advice you guys have given tonight about the various things we talked about. Love you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Polly, anything you'd like to shill, my friend?
Just as usual, my channel, just having recently gotten over 600 subs, and appreciate, of course, everybody who did subscribe. If you haven't been over to my channel, there is the link to it right there, where every Wednesday we do Comic Book Curation Live, a video podcast where Jack, Inquisitor, and myself talk about comic books and everything related, and Monkey just invited himself on again, so that should be great fun. And in addition, I'm
not shy, motherfucker.
There's edited videos coming out now. You just saw me working on one where Weebo Jones and myself count down the hottest women in the MCU. Well, I count them down, and Weebo sits there and judges my taste.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep the show going. For those of you who are already tuned out, this is your loss. And this just came across my Twitter as I was scrolling. Woman unable to have sex discovers she has dead end vagina.
Dead end vagina?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
A woman who was struggling to have sex was told it was because her vagina was less than half an inch long. The 20-year-old from Pakistan had only noticed the problem following her marriage 6 months earlier. She told doctors she'd never had a period and been experiencing pain in the lower part of her stomach for the last 3 years. Her mother believed she had a temporary menstrual delay and continued to plan her daughter's marriage. Thanks, Mom. The woman said the first time she had sex with her husband, penetration wasn't possible. Damn. Where was it? Sorry. She said this happened repeatedly whenever they tried to have intercourse, and eventually it led to physical and verbal abuse. Due to this stigma, she went back to her parents' home to be treated for the condition. Blind vagina. The woman was examined by her doctor, who discovered her vagina was blind-ended and just 2 centimeters in length. Jesus fuck. She had a tiny puss. But
Real funny.
she had a surgery where they made an incision and scooped out her vagina, so now she can.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Doctors made an incision, and the thick piece of tissue in the lower half of the vagina was cut out. They then created a mold, which was wrapped in a condom and kept inside the constructed cavity for 7 days to stretch it out. It was then replaced with a specially designed silicone mold measuring 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters and left in for 3 weeks. So let's see, what is that in what's that in American, guys? What is 8 centimeters in American?
I don't know. What is there? Like, it was like 2.5 centimeters in an inch. I forget.
She continued to wear it at night for the second month and then 4 times a week for the third. After that, she was allowed to resume having sexual intercourse. And 7 months, she successfully conceived. She had a baby boy by cesarean at full term. She had a 5'6", so she's got about a 6-inch vagina, y'all. So Asians, you have a chance. Just saying.
No, there's some dude out there with a micro penis that read this article, and he's like, "There's hope.
There's hope." That was my perfect woman. Anyway, Jack, is there anything you'd like to shield today?
There's my channel link. That's about all I got.
Tonight, we're going to be on Scribe Lights channel for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and then over to 2 Cents Plus for some 7 Days to Die, Alpha 17.4. Having a lot of fun over there with Satsu and Sinatra on that playthrough. It's been great. Far says, wait, would this be a micro vagina? I'm guessing so. Those micro penis guys would have fit right in there. But half an inch deep. Damn, even white boys would tear that up. Chat, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Polly, Jack, a pleasure as always. Everybody, have a great Friday, and we will see you next time.
See you later, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Time.